for you. Time is the essence. Time is the season. Time ain't no reason. Got no time to show. Time everlasting. Time to play these sides. Time ain't on my side. Time will never know. Burn out the day. Burn out the night. Now I want to tell you what's wrong from what's right. I've seen suns that were freezing and nights that were blue. But I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. Burn out the day. Burn out the night. Can't see no reason to put up a fight. I'm living for giving the devil his due. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you.
Oh, dear Lord, what a nightmare this was. I figured I got a headache. I can't sleep. Why not go live, especially after I heard what frickin' Betty said today? But StreamYards kept putting the wrong time in, and then it wouldn't let me change the time. So I had to go on Twitter, on Facebook, on my community tab, and do 3 different posts, keep deleting and redoing. And finally, it let me put the right time in. Because it put in that I was going live tomorrow night when I set it up for today. So probably nobody got the notification because we all know that nothing's been working right today with StreamYards and YouTube. Oh my Lord. And then I just threw together. Okay, let me say hi to everybody. Now I wish I would have just went to bed. I'm sorry. Oh, Corinne, see, she got the one thinking I was going tomorrow night. Oh, see? Hey, Hope or Snoopy, I thought you was going to take a rest. Hey, Mama. Hey, Lanky Tour, good to see you. Hopefully my mic will cooperate tonight and I won't be muted out. One of these days I'm going to get me a new one. Okay, so now it's all freaking tangled. Oh, great. That's just what I need. Oh, and Sir Duke is out here and he's in rare form. Anyway. Shayla Montage. That is such a cool name. Am I saying it right? Shell Montage. That's really cool. Hey, Marcy. Hey, Shorty. Lady Kill. Lady Talks. I totally trolled old Bets. The Bullhorn and Bitty Bees chat. Did you? Hey, Lurker. Bet she had a shit. I can't believe how. Ouch! Quit biting me, or I'm putting you in the house in timeout. I'm not doing it tonight. Sir Duke, take a walk. Go play with your toy. Here, lay on your blanket, eat some goodies. Don't bite my cords. Oh my God, this cat. He thinks he's a dog. Oh, I bet it was fun. She don't she don't respond. All she does is call me little girl, and I'm like, honey, I'm 60 years old. I'm as old as your mama. I'll take the little girl compliment any day. Hey, Skip to my Lou. Yeah, Sir Duke is. He did. He got into. I forgot that I had that little baggie of catnip on the one stand. Well, he found it. Mm-hmm. And he's just having himself a good old time. Dookity doo. Dookity doo. Leave the cords alone. You're going to bite one of them and you're going to get electrocuted. Do you understand that? Go play in the water. You like to play in the water. Last night you were a drowned rat. Go play in the water. Oh, he's looking at me with them big eyes like, woman, I'm just going to bite your ass and claw you and get it over with. Yeah, he got his catnip. I didn't, I forgot I even had it up there. It was just a little bit still in the baggie. And I heard him into something. So yeah, I'm nosy. I had to go see. The cat's into something. Yeah, he had the little baggie of catnip open. Yeah. Okay, Duke, out of the cords. Come on now. I'm going to put you in the house. I mean it. Come on now. Get away from the outlet. That is an electrical outlet. Ugh. Okay, he just heard a lizard hit the screen. He'll be gone. He'll go find the lizard. Hey, Seeker. So I was not planning on going live tonight. Um, because earlier I tried to set up a live and StreamYard just wasn't working. But I, I, I seen Betty's live. Yeah, he is. He's close to 30. He's close to 35 pounds. He's bigger than most people's dogs. He's a big tomcat. This the big orange tabby tomcat. He's my baby though. He's a pain in the butt, but he's my baby. But he pretty much rules the house, including the big Brindle pit that I have that's 78 pounds. Yeah, he kind of rules him too. Yeah. He's got such a good personality though. This cat just his size does not slow him down a bit. And I've never had a cat that likes water like he does, except when I have to give him a bath. Hell, like that. He likes it when he can get in and play. One Christmas morning, all our presents from my grandparents were torn open. Turns out Grandma included a bag of catnip in the parcel for the cats. Oh my lord, I bet they had a field day. Norwegian forest cat. Cats are the best. Oh, that sounds like a cool cat. I rescued him. I rescue everything. Believe me, I'd have my own animal sanctuary if I could. If I ever am lucky enough to win the lottery, lots of money, that's one of the things I'm gonna do. Don't put catnip in a present. Yeah, my cat would have shredded it. But I never had a cat that's a clawer. I've had cats my whole life. I've never had a cat ruin a piece of furniture or a door jamb. The doorway. This thing, he is bad. Sir Duke. Sir Dookie. But he had a first almost year rough. He almost didn't make it. They weren't sure if it was a snake. At first, they weren't sure if it was a snake bite or a spider bite. Um, it ended up being, I believe it was a spider bite because the snake bite would have killed him. He almost lost his whole leg. So they found him out in the street as a kitten, and the cat rescue did all that. Then I took him, and I took him to the vet and got him all, and got him neutered. No babies here. I got enough of things to take care of. I went. I have increased to Oh, Lanky Tour, thank you. You're so, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Wow. I'm going to put that towards my new mic and earset. Thank you. That is awesome. I'll play this even though YouTube's going to have a fit about it because I still haven't got around to making a new one. I just run out of time. I'm not good at it anyway. Okay, that's the excitement. And I did it under YouTube guidelines with YouTube Studio Music, but they're still going to copyright claim that, so I'll just mute it when they, once I end the live, I'll just mute it, and that'll make YouTube happy. But it's the music we're allowed to use in our YouTube shorts. Go figure. Why are we allowed to use it if you're going to take our little 5 cents? You're going to pay us any damn way. I mean, it's not like you pay us big money on AdSense anyway. you know, it's insane. But unfortunately, I have to put the music on. I love it when I review somebody. I don't have to put the music on. Oh, do I have a live ready for you guys? Which is what I was going to do till this. But yeah, we'll go with that. That's calming. Let's turn it on though. Mm, I took the time to do some research, of course, because I'm not going to call somebody out if I can't prove what they're saying. On some of the accusations made on that 111's panel that I've been telling you about that we didn't get to last night. Yeah, that might be too. Now Betty's so loud that wonder. It's a good one. It's yeah. I can't wait to get into that. And old Slimy's still at it too. But Betty today, we thought last night we heard it when she called Chris Proudfoot a murmurer. Hey, Hippyporium. And you all heard it. It's in my live from last night. You can watch it. She called the man a murmurer. Wait till you hear today. And to see, I was so behind. That's why I just listened to it this evening. I'm like, oh, hell to the no. Actually, what made me listen to it was JP's video. JP does good videos. But I figured Betty would not edit that out because Betty's just, not about editing. So I left her a comment, but my comments get deleted, so it won't get read. I'm sure it's probably already gone. And I told her to quit lying to her audience, quit passing around misinformation, because nope, she's not a bit concerned. Nope, she really thinks she got that in the bag. I think she's gonna have a very rude awakening on the 17th. She needs one. She needs one. And in all honesty, I'm not a big let's sue everybody. I'm not. However, I hope that the Proudfoots get an attorney and serve these idiots. And there's a list of them. You've got Slimy's World. You've got the tragic Bullhorn. You've got Dolly. You've got JLR. You've got BJ and her posse on panel all the time. Allegedly, Brittany. Yeah, you're allegedly all right. You're nuts. And the list goes on. There's more. Like I said the other day, I don't even know how this came up on my timeline, but some lady. I mean, she's a smaller channel than me. She only has like 400 something subs, but she had 2 cell phones and she was doing spirit boxes on the cell phones, and they were talking to each other, telling her all about Sebastian and where he's located and that he's deceased and that the mom didn't know nothing, but the stepdad did. It was, I don't even know how she ended up on my timeline. I think she had 3 people in her chat. 3 people, and one of them was her. So they, it was off the chains. And then I thought it was a background. You know how you can use those green screens, put whatever background you want? I thought that's what it was. And I thought, oh, well, that's a mannequin or something sitting on that couch. Oh, for like 15, 20 minutes, the person did not move. Nothing. And then all of a sudden, the person moved. I was like, whoa, that's real. That's actually somebody sitting there. Betty and JLR are, oh, of course, they're all about the money. I'm on vacation at my mom's for 3 weeks. I'm jealous. You could have paid me, Allosaurus. I love your name. Just dropping by to say Fort you bullfrog. Hippie for him. You could have picked me up. I could have fit in your suitcase. Hey, Lord and girl. You enjoy your vacation. God, we didn't even get to go out to dinner for our 40th anniversary. Is that sad? Because it's just by the time you pay for the sitter, you're paying $15 an hour for the sitter, then you pay to go out to dinner. It's just like, I'll throw something in the oven. And he was working so much. He's so busy with the move because they're moving into the new building. And things are just crazy. Has anyone ever watched a channel called Sweet Tea with Don B? I think Betty is parroting his videos because he is ex-law enforcement, and it seems that as he ramps up on accusations, so does Betty. Really? Is this another tragedy, Pimp Haley? Is he a tragedy vulture, or is he like legit? Yeah, my little ones, they are my priority. They are my world. I'm so proud of my little boy. He's gonna get them 7 lists of words because every week he can get a new list. Well, actually, he can get it sooner if he knows the words. And you start out with 10 words, then every time you turn in the list, another 10 words gets added till you get to 70 words. There's 7 lists. Once you complete them all, you get a crown. He's all about that crown, okay? He's up to 40 words. So that's a lot of words for a 6-year-old. But I make a game out of it, and then he writes them. Not only can he say them, but the dude can spell them. It's amazing just what time does with him. No, he seems to be legit, but he does make more assumptions than I care for, though. He has around 25K subs. I'll check him out. And then Betty flipped out on a caller today. The caller called in not once, but twice. The second time, Betty let her have it. Of course. He came up with the crazy story about Summer or Dawn. He's local by the wells. I'm gonna check him out. Hey, Marcy. Oh, StreamYards wasn't liking me tonight. Stoned but not alone. Oh, I wish I was. I'm not alone, but I wish I was stoned. Because with Betty, it makes it so much better. I don't think that because this is just my opinion, my observation. I've been watching the woman for the last 2 years almost. Been reviewing her for about a year and a half. Well, actually, that's as long as I've been watching her. As long as I've been reviewing her. I didn't watch her before that. I didn't even know she existed. Actually, I found her through all the Molly crap. I would imagine her family. The anger's always been there. That's just who Betty is. And she'll tell you, when she was younger, she was even worse than she is now. Figure that one. So, My guess is they pretty much just let her walk all over them just so they didn't have to deal with her. That's just my take on it. Yeah, she's very angry. Oh, really? He has an RO on him for stalking her? Wow. He was saying Dom Wells did that to Summer. He followed and harassed them. Mm. Sometimes I think people with certain cases, they lose who they are. They get so wrapped up in the case that they forget who they are. But I'm definitely going to check him out, and I'm going to go back and watch his Summer Wells content. And you know what? I forgot to go in last night and edit my description and take 111 True Crime out because I didn't even do her. I'm doing her tomorrow. And I got to add a couple. I always make sure I go in and in the description, I put the links for any videos that I play, even if it's Bullhorn, because that's just the right thing to do, you know. I don't hashtag them, but yeah. Oh, so nobody even knows if he is retired or ex law enforcement. The crap she pulled in this case made me so unbelievably disgusted. That's what really opened my eyes to the tragedy, pimps. Yeah. Yeah. I actually stumbled upon her by accident. I was reviewing Molly. That's how I found Betty. And then I decided to dig because I'm nosy. And I wanted to know, because at the time I could only do uploads, I couldn't go live. So I put a lot of work into my uploads. I would go back and watch everything from the person I was reviewing, so I knew what the hell I was talking about. That's how I was able to put together the videos I did. Um, I I knew within seconds I was going to tear this one up. It's no secret. But honestly, she brings it on herself. And when she doesn't do the ish, I don't bother Betty. I don't go after her real life. I don't give two shits about what she does. I I talk about her behavior on here, her words, her own actions on here. I don't live far from her. I could get all the info on her I want. Don't want it, don't need it, don't care. Because what you see on here is what you get. That's just who she is. But she is a good drunk rant to review. I'll give her that. And she did this live 8 hours ago. And thank you, JP, because I would have never known about it because I wasn't looking at her. I was in Nonsense's chat modding and enjoying it. And I wasn't all over the YouTube streets today because I don't even know why. I just, there's days I don't, you know. And when I really wish she'd chill out so that I could do other things. I honestly think Bullhorn might be on assistance, which is fine, but she is pretty judgmental. Yeah, she's very judgmental. She considers herself judge and jury. Remember what she says. You're guilty till proven innocent. And she doesn't need receipts because she is the receipt. When she puts it out, it makes it factual. That doesn't mean where she got the information that's factual. But when she repeats it and puts it out, that makes it factual. When she said that, I was like, are you, what the hell happened? Was you dropped on your head as a child? Many times. But she had a lot to say today. It's pretty gross. We're gonna fast forward through some of it though, because this is not gonna be an all night live. Um, I'm tired. I just can't go to sleep. And I have a headache when I'm hurt and I can't sleep. So, um, and I'm not gonna keep my husband up because he just got home from work and he has to get up early and go back to work, so he needs his sleep. But he'll probably come out here and bother me. Oh, and then my husband doesn't do YouTube. Now he'll watch JP's videos with me and laugh his ass off, and he'll hear me, listen to me watching what talking about people, but he doesn't do YouTube. He doesn't do social media. He's just learned how to like something on Facebook. You know, he calls me tonight in a panic. He said, "Oh my God, Kathy, you lost 3 subs." I said, "Okay, so." He said, "What are you gonna do?" I said, "How do you know?" He said, "I had the lady at work show me how to go to YouTube." I was like, "It's okay. Don't worry about it." He has no idea how it works. And most likely they were just inactive anyway, you know. But it was just funny. I'm like, it's okay. He cracks me up. Betty, you're talking about a child and you have everybody else in your thumbnail. Get a new thumbnail. Really. Because you make the way you the way you do your wording and stuff makes it look very juvenile and doesn't fit with the pictures. I don't know where you got your idea, but change it. But now the last one we did, wait a minute. This one she calls Sebastian Rogers, FBI. FBI. Of course, she doesn't put no description. Oh, wait. Oh, she actually did. The search for evidence related to the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers at a Kentucky landfill on Thursday yielded negative results, according to the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. While the search for Rogers continues, the search at the Hopkins County, Kentucky landfill is over after exhaustive efforts to find any evidence that would help find the missing 15-year-old with autism, the sheriff's office said in a media release. Authorities said no leads or evidence pertaining to Rogers' whereabouts were discovered during the operation. The decision to search the landfill was made in accordance with ongoing investigative efforts and information gathered in the search for Rogers, the sheriff's office said. "Yeah, you dumb shit, because it was a garbage truck that came to pick up the garbage. It wasn't pointing at the parents, you dumb shit. And that's old news. That's old news." She's disgusting. She's disgusting. Oh, just wait. She wants their camper, right? She says she's going to get their camper. She wants them to try to sue her. Pine Needle protagonist. Oh, that's cool. At least she has balls to show her face. I show my face when I want to. But see, I don't have to. That's my choice, my decision. When I feel like it, I do. Just how it is. I don't care about her showing her face. That means nothing to me. I'm not here for her face. I'm here for the lies and misinformation she spews out of that mouth. That's it. Betty, I believe JLR broke her heart and possibly her brain. I don't know who she was more heartbroken over, JLR or Dolly. I'm not sure. JLR really ruffled Betty's feathers. Yeah, she doesn't. Um, and even if Betty would have had her car, she wouldn't have went down there when JLR was there. Come on, no, she wouldn't have. And a lot of the claims that she says is happening behind the scenes to her, if it is truly happening, which it could be, I would believe JLR was behind a lot of it because we all know how he operates, and so does she, because that's who taught her. Yep, yep. She thought her and JLR were. Blanky, did you see the live I did when she accused him? What are you doing? I'm trying to stop the misinformation, the false accusations and allegations against the family. What are you doing? I'm waiting, Pine Needle. What are you doing? Are you calling these people out on the lies and misinformation and false accusations they're putting out? No. Okay, let's get into it. Hamster vision. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Lanky, thank you. That's an honor. Thank you to say that about your great grandma. But do I have any mods in here? Oh, big time format NGL simp. Yes, APRN 35. Yep. She's behind the scenes today. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Lanky. You're so sweet. We got us a troll. Do I need to mod someone else? Hope to give you some support? Because I have no problem doing that. Okay, let's get into Betty. Hmm. Uh, that Betty, you don't want this case to end. This is your new cash cow. You don't never go for a positive outcome. You go to the deepest, darkest negativity you can. You don't want a positive outcome. You can say it till you're blue in the face, but your eyes tell it all. Hey, booty shots. Oh, booty shots last night. We reviewed her, and she accused Chris Broadwood of being a murderer. She outright said he was. Wait till you hear what she says tonight. Yeah, she is lanky tour. And if you want some legit information in this case, and you want to see a true interview with the parents, go to Duchess's channel. She's in contact with them. She knows them. Um, I mean, well, she talks to them on the daily. Oh, Lady K, thank you so much. Wow, thank you so much. That is awesome. I just got the notification from the Cash App. Thank you. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, I don't even have the screen shared. Man, I would be so lost without hope. Jesus. Let me share screen because so you can all see the clown. Um, at least YouTube or StreamYards is working now. I couldn't even set one up earlier. I wanted to go live this afternoon, but I couldn't get it to work. I gave up.
Us in life, I know for me, speaking personally about my own personal journey, I didn't get it. I don't think I still
Lakey Tor, I'm very thankful for you too. You were so sweet and so supportive.
get it, right? My handle on life is broken, right? I'm sure many people out there believe the same thing.
Yeah, she is,
But he
Lorton girl.
knew. He knew what he wanted to do at such a
If
young
you want
age.
you want factual information, go to her channel.
And he put his mind to doing what he loved to do, and he was snuffed out for no apparent reason.
Huh?
Oh, Nick, nice.
Okay.
Hopefully, I did well. I'm here in the U.S., so in for the UK. I had 2 documentary crews in and out of my house at the end of last year, and one was BBC, and the other one was obviously
Oh, Betty, shut up. You look like a clown. And they should have, they didn't show the true nature of what you idiots do.
the stuff on Paramount. And
That was a freaking one-sided joke. It didn't show your true nature and what you truly do.
that was released, but I never got to watch it. I can't because I don't have BBC here. And every time I try to download it, apparently you got to jump through a whole bunch of hoops here in the US to get BBC. So anybody that knows how to download that stuff, if you want to send it to me, bullhornbetty@gmail.com, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see how I did. I'd love to see how they, you never know, because it's there. When you do these documentaries, you're at the mercy of the producer and the director.
Guys.
You just do the best.
I'm gonna mod a couple people, and you won't hurt my feelings if you don't want to do it. I totally understand, but Hope could use a little help tonight because sometimes we get trolls in here with the old bets. And if you do want to mod, reach out and let me know. But if you don't, I understand, and you won't hurt my feelings. I get it. It's not easy to mod, especially, and I'd never expect anybody to be here ever. Um, but if you're not happy with it, if you just don't want to do it, that's fine. Just let me know, and I can remove the wrench. And if you would like to try at modding, let me know. I'll be happy to give you one. Yeah, it was bad today, Norton girl. I spent an hour and a half trying to set up a live, and it just, hey Gina Marie, and wouldn't it wouldn't even set it up. It would let me do it, get everything ready, and then it wouldn't just do it. StreamYards just would not do it. Um, I don't know what was going. I mean, things are going to happen. It's technology. It's the internet. Things are going to happen. That doesn't upset me. Because I know that they'll do everything they can to get it worked out right away. So they do what they can do. These servers are used and abused. So yeah, there's going to be hiccups. I just figured, well, I'll just take the day off. But then I got a headache and couldn't sleep, couldn't get comfortable. So I figured, oh, why the hell not? Nobody else is live. But today in nonsenses, watching that Pascal, I honestly can say that is the first creator that I just on content. I don't know him, but just on content alone, done. There you go, Meowosaurus. There you go. Okay, it's okay, Lanky. I get it. Um, I can remove it as just as easy as I gave it. I get it. There you go. I'm just very, it just as a creator, not as a because I don't know him personally. Um, I'm very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. And I hate to keep bringing it up. There it goes, Short. I hate to keep bringing it up, but that GoFundMe went from them wanting 20,000 to 25,000, and they're almost there. That doesn't include all the cash apps. There's people that kept tracking one live alone, just one live, over $300, just one of them. Now there's been how many? 30, 40 maybe. And even when he's not in an interview or calling in, and he's in a chat, they're pushing it. I'm sorry. It's something's not right. And then you're gonna have a fit because somebody wants, you're gonna have Slimy out here accusing someone of funneling money to the Proudwoods. Get the hell out of here. Get all the way out of here. They don't want nobody else raising money for billboards. What's he giving out of all that money he's collecting for the billboards? Zero. Or the t-shirts or the cash apps. Zero. Why did you want the reward fund closed and the money sent to you? It's a legit question. I'm going to mod everybody. Why not? Always need good mods. Always. And Hope will help you with anything. She is the bomb. And so is Helen. And Starry Night. I have good mods. I'm very lucky.
Best you can and pray to God that, you know, they put you
But
in,
Hope
you don't know.
is the boss mod. Oh, I do too. Oh, I pray that he's found safe and sound and brought home very soon, like yesterday. Yeah, that's shady too, Shorty. That's shady too. That's shady too. Because those kind of funds are tightly controlled and overseen. So I have questions about that too. Like I said, I just have questions. I'm not shading him. He's got a child missing. But come on. Come on. And, you know, they're the ones reading all the paperwork, but they're only reading certain parts of it. They're not reading it all. Of course. And I'm talking about the paperwork filed against him with the divorce case and stuff. Yeah. Wait, there was somebody else that said they wanted to try a hand at modding. Haley Hopes, didn't you say? Okay. There you go. Hey, Phoenix. Got you plenty of help tonight, Hope.
Know what their narrative is, you know? So it's one of those things. Oh, okay. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. It's just
so we got Betty that wants their camper so she can put a wrap around it of herself, advertising all her channels. And we got Slimy who wants their dogs. Okay.
one of those things, but I would love to see it. I'd love to see in this kind of work at best. That's all we can. It's all it's
Betty, you don't
expected
work.
of us, you know. So I'm interested in it. A boy that went missing on February 26th, and nobody's really seen or heard from him again. We've got a lot of information coming out. We've got people.
No, you don't have information coming out. You've got nothing but rumor, gossip. Okay, we'll say misinformation. We'll say it all. We'll cover all bases, all the words you use. And our lives. There's no new information. But that don't bother you. You'll make it up as you go along.
Screaming FBI's at their house. The FBI, the FBI, the FBI.
Oh, and you ran with that at first, Betty. Like always, then you're going to blame a troll. Don't blame a troll for you putting out misinformation. You don't vet the sources first. Never put out something you can't vet. Not something this serious. And no, the FBI wasn't there. When they were talking about the unmarked car, that was in the beginning, like over a month ago. Y'all are so far behind.
But is the FBI at their house? I don't think they are, because we sent somebody out there last night when everybody was screaming bloody murder.
Hey, Rachel.
And nobody was there. Well, guess what? It happened again today. People are like, oh, they're swarmed with, you know,
Debbie.
So a neighbor drove around there and nothing's going on there.
Yeah, there's ways you can set those reward funds when they're controlled. Like you said, he could even use a Crime Stoppers fund. And when it's a law firm that's involved, they're very controlled and they're overseen. So I don't know. I want a t-shirt, but I'm going to get it from Duchess, the person that's doing it, to pay for the billboards, because all the money's going to the billboards. And I believe that 100%.
So why is there people intentionally misrepresenting what is going on out there at the Proudfoot home?
I don't know. Why are you? Because guess what? You're one of them people.
I think it's fishy. Makes you wonder if the Proudfoots are throwing some stuff up there to get people to drive by their house so they can check on it.
Okay. The Proudfoots have nothing to do with it, you dits. Do they have anything to do with you
since they
putting
don't have
out?
any security systems or...
So, they don't have to. They don't have to. You don't either. A lot of people don't. So what?
Cameras or anything like that to protect their home, their almost $1 million home, you know. Maybe they're using...
The sad thing is, what really pisses me off the most is that woman. No, I don't. I don't have that. What? I don't have it. Someone said they were going to give it to me. But I ain't got it. I don't have it. What? I spent hours looking for that. Wait a minute, let me play this a minute.
Maybe they're using our Facebook groups to get us to go watch the house to make sure everything's still there. But Carla, I think, has hit the nail on the head right there. A distraction. I can tell you there are a few good creators out there that are covering this case very well. I have to be honest with you. And so I would kind of venture to say that I would be monitoring their feeds. If they're saying that there's law enforcement there, then we need to start being concerned that there's law enforcement there. As a matter of fact, I think we're all welcoming of law enforcement at this moment in time, right? We want to see them doing forensic testing at this point. We want to see them out in force, trying to find Sebastian. We want to know what else they're doing outside of the Hendersonville area to locate Sebastian, because at the end of the day, we don't know where he is. And one of the parties from their household appeared to be 3.5 hours away. So are we looking outside of that general county Has they reached out to any resources other than in that general area? You know we have the FBI. We know we have TBI. But what's going on with searches elsewhere? Are they doing any searches elsewhere? We've got law enforcement constantly coming to us every single day in and day out, telling us there's no evidence of foul play. Well, you know, Bullhorn Betty.
Yeah, we know Bullhorn Betty.
Foul play, and this stinks to high heaven. So how are we getting from point A to point B? This kid was sheltered, had no friends, had no contact really with the
KCG. It kept screwing up the time, and I had to go in and do 3 different changes. It's okay, KCG. It's okay. I know, isn't that Meowsaurus name Cole? Oh, good, Marcy. As soon as I get them, I'll pass them along. You can bet on that.
outside world. And guys, so many lies, so many inconsistencies. Let's just start going over a few of those, okay? We know the facts of the case because, let's face it, there's not a whole lot of facts to the case, right? There's a lot more inconsistencies, untruths, and bold-faced lies than there are actual facts for this case. Karen reminds us it's now a national Amber Alert. Thank you. We've had it on active. Thank you, law enforcement, for catching up. But I don't know if you've noticed, social media has had it on an active Amber Alert since we learned of the case. We appreciate it, though. We appreciate it. So yesterday, you guys watched us process, and I put it up there for a specific reason because I thought it was an educational reason for all of you guys to kind of watch how I process these cases, how I eliminate certain things when there's no information. For example, the Speedway. How did we realize? I mean, because let's face it, not all the time are we going to have somebody that can go into a store, get the video camera, review the video camera footage, and then let the rest of us know. So we have to find other ways to process the information and find out if it has validity or not. And so we walked through it, and you know what told us that the one thing that was out of place in the whole timeline, it was that store through the entire timeline, making it a completely unbelievable timeline with that store in it. So just by the process of elimination, just by the process of going through everything, we knew once we got from the beginning to the end that there's no way that Speedway could have had any relevance in this case. And that's how you have to do it when nobody's telling you that there's footage that Sebastian's in or not in. So I hope you guys go back to that and just watch the process again on how we got there, because I think that'll help you guys in the future when things like this come up. One of the things that we talk about is the
Don't ever do what Betty says. Don't ever follow her from A to B to C to D or anywhere.
Inconsistencies. I think one of the first inconsistencies that we received on this case was where everybody was at, right? That really was the main inconsistency, because on 2 interviews, we're told by the Proudfoots that Chris was at his job, she was at home waking up, she goes and wakes up Sebastian. Sebastian's not there. Within 3 minutes, she calls her husband. Her husband says, hey, did you look here? Did you look here? I think she even went as far, we got to go back and listen to it. I think she even went as far as to say she didn't even go out of the house on that first interview, or one of those interviews, if I recall.
No, she actually said she drove around looking, Betty, but okay.
Have to go back and listen to that and analyze that, because I remember.
You analyze what? You don't know how to analyze anything. Did you get your car back, Miss Mechanic? Jesus, I'm gonna analyze it. She doesn't know how to analyze this. Leave these people alone. Leave these people alone.
Something being there, because I remember being completely utterly shocked by.
She actually said she went out drove around in her car, Betty. You need to really listen. You were given ears for a reason. You don't hear anything. You don't see anything. You have total blinders, total earplugs, and you see and hear exactly what you want to, and that's it.
Chronicles of Olivia's interview, when they said when she now interjects that she got in a car, drove around the block, drove to the school. All that was never told to us at the beginning for days, weeks. It wasn't until Chronicles of Olivia's interview that we find out that she even left the house, because I'm pretty sure she says he never goes outside. I could be wrong, but I'll find it. So I think the first inconsistency we had is, where is everybody at? What is everybody doing at the time that they find out Sebastian disappears? And then what were they doing right after Sebastian disappears? right? We know what Katie was doing. We can corroborate that because it was the cavalry in front of her house. We know where Seth was because he was leaving work and heading to their house. We even know where Chris Proudfoot's mom is, right? She's sitting in their living room. How did she get there so damn fast? But
she don't live far from them, Betty. But okay.
I think the first thing is the inconsistencies where everybody was at. And then as we start,
there's no inconsistencies. It's all been confirmed. Law enforcement has checked it all out. You can bet on that, and you can bet they've checked the electronics. You can bet they've checked it all because they have pulled out, law enforcement has pulled out all the stops and then some in this case. You cannot say they're not doing their job. You're just pissed because they're not giving you information.
Start diving into this case, we start asking, legitimate questions. Have you guys all taken, because we now know that, wait a minute, he's not being found. This is not our first rodeo. We know that typically when kids miss, we usually find out either good news or bad news, right? By a couple weeks, we usually have either really good news.
That's not true.
Or really bad news.
That's not true. That's so not true. But okay.
When there's a child missing. Because in the 2 weeks mark, as we learned with Riley Strain, if they're in the water and maybe have sunk, within the 14-day mark is when they start becoming buoyant and will surface. So it's right there within that first 2 weeks that you really start finding information.
It's 14 to 20 days, Betty. Usually it's a bit more. So yeah, providing they're not caught up on anything. Yeah, so.
Well, you can imagine how uncomfortable it is being all these weeks away and still not having information and then still having one party.
Betty, it's not your business. You're not law enforcement. Heck, you're not even the real media. It's really none of your business.
Not giving us a timeline. It doesn't bode well.
Timeline's out there.
The forensic lady on Nancy Grace yesterday, as well as Nancy Grace, basically said, we need to move past this. Why don't you give us the stuff to move past you? And Chris is so resistant. And it's Chris and only Chris. We're not getting this resistance from Seth. We're not getting this resistance from Katie. We're only getting this resistance from Chris. He's the one that keeps wanting to say, oh, I can't answer that because of HIPAA. Oh, I can't answer that because of privacy. Oh, I can't answer that because of safety. You realize that you got a kid missing, right? Like your safety, your lifestyle, your everything stops. Everything being about you is over because now everything has to be redirected to trying to find that kid. And every time we turn around, it's Chris Proudfoot putting the brakes on it. Why? Why is it every time we go out there, we hear something? Why does it always seem to be somebody associated with Chris Proudfoot or Chris Proudfoot's stinky ass parents, the Bowersox? Can somebody explain that to me? Why are we constantly getting rumors from boots on the ground that it's the Bowersox and the Proudfoot family causing disruptions with the searches, the flyers, and the signs?
Where's your proof of all this, Betty? What disruptions of the searches and the signs have they caused? Where is your... Oh, that's a good screenshot. Pause on point. Where's your proof of any of this, Betty? Where? Do you know that the Proudfoots are helping pay for these billboards? Do you know who hasn't?
Give me just a second.
Let me guess. Her mods sent her lunch or dinner. If they're not sending her breakfast, they're DoorDashing her lunch or dinner. Her mods put out the cash. I don't get it, but okay. See, I'm cheap when it comes to DoorDash. I'm sorry, but it's just, I don't know. Okay, she just left her live.
I want to go through it. Yes, yeah. Hopefully we'll have it today. And so I was getting a little hungry. So before this live, I ordered some food.
Oh, she actually did it this time. Wow.
So anyways, getting back to Chris, he's the one that's
That's a rarity.
causing all these problems. He's the one
Okay,
stopping.
look, I don't care if you eat while you're live. I really don't. But out of respect for your audience, shut your damn camera off. No one wants to see the cow chewing.
The flow of information. And the flow of information, in my opinion, is key in a case like this. We need as much information. It helps us. It helps us. So I'm
You're
also
right,
concerned
Lanky.
as to why everybody is trying to make us believe that there's all this law enforcement
Yeah,
over at the Proudfoot home.
remains. Are you talking? It was. No, it was. Oh gosh, now I can't even think of his name. But his murmurer did a plea deal and gave the location of his remains. It had nothing to do with the girls that are missing. Dylan Rounds. Is that who? Am I right, Hope? Hey, Chris Cress. His family finally get to put him to rest. God bless them.
You know, I was sitting there thinking, are these people legit? Are they being? They didn't put any silverware in the back. Sorry. Oh, I do have a fork here. Look at that. God is good. I don't even know where this fork came from. I just looked out and it was here. Look at that.
Why do you have
Don't say God isn't real.
silverware in your office?
I really don't know where that
Never
fork came
mind. Never mind.
from. So I guess the issue is that's what's getting it, making us focus on Chris Proudfoot. But you know what? Focusing on Chris Proudfoot over and over again, focusing on the inconsistencies over and over again, really aren't helping us locate Sebastian.
Nuh-uh.
Do we think he's nearby or do we think he's far away? So we have the inconsistency about the behavior. Then we have the polygraph. Everybody took a polygraph. Everybody passed the polygraph. Then we find out on the Nancy Grace show, nobody, except Katie, passed her polygraph. I'm sorry. I wish I had a honk. Here we go. I call.
Bullshit level, DEFCON 5.
I'm sorry.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horseshit.
Oh, Katie. If you don't know how much Bullhorn Betty believes about your polygraph, hold on. Are you listening?
Warning. Bullshit alert.
Okay. So now we know. Now that we know how Bullhorn Betty feels about that past polygraph.
Somebody take her damn buttons before I do. Oh, by Summer Wells? No, that was it'll come to me. But no, it wasn't. It didn't have anything to do with
polygraph test. I almost feel like she got an inconclusive polygraph test as opposed to.
Who the hell are you to change the facts? She was polygraphed by law enforcement. And had she not passed, law enforcement would have, I think, said something. I wish they would come out and say, well, you wouldn't believe it anyway, Betty. It wouldn't matter.
A passing. But I digress. I had to remove it from my my theory. I had to take it out. It was too distracting for me because I don't believe it.
Who cares?
Katie's not acting like a concerned mother. She's not. She's leaving her home. She has never even searched for the boy.
Oh my God. Betty, you have no idea what they've done. You don't know. You're not there. That woman very much looks totally devastated. Yeah, I'm reviewing her. That's what you do. No, actually, I'm talking to my audience. My husband says, wow, were you really talking to her? I thought you didn't like her. You don't get YouTube. I love them. But Betty, that woman, the interviews that I've seen, if you can't see how devastated that woman is, there's something wrong with you. She didn't leave her home because she wanted to. You people have harassed her, have threatened her, have stalked her. She wasn't given a choice to leave her own freaking home. Her own home. Because of people like you. And you can bet law enforcement don't want them looking. They don't want them searching. Because the last thing they want them to do is to find anything. You have no idea what it's like, Betty. Let me tell you, bitch, I found my son. You don't want that for no parent. Ever. So till you walk in someone's shoes, shut the hell up.
Like, the lady doesn't even want me to start on her. She better be glad I'm focusing on Chris. I can't with that lady. I can't with that lady. But Katie, you're gonna hear my voice.
Yeah, they were given no choice, Shorty. They were given no choice. And even now, they're being stalked at the campground.
I believe that. I'll do it respectfully.
No, you won't.
I'll do it respectfully.
You don't
And you're
even
gonna
know
see
what that word means.
that boy's face everywhere I go. As a matter of fact, I think I might just I might pepper my car with him, right? Why not pepper my car with him? So we have those we have all that going on.
Oh
there.
yeah, because it'll get you more views and clicks, more money coming in, because that's all you care about. You don't care about that kid. All you care about is proving that the stepdad did something, and you care about your views and clicks, Betty. You know what? I came on tonight. I didn't think I'd have anybody in here because I didn't have much notice. You think it bothered me? No. I'd get on here and talk to myself. I don't care. You wouldn't. Would you, Betty?
What else do we have? Oh, the belt incident. The lying of the belt incident.
Oh,
The
God.
lying of the CPS. Oh, and listen to this. How do you guys feel about him being on almost a first name basis with a CPS worker? One of my mods, I can't remember which one of you mods brought that up in the mod chat. But what about that? Don't you guys find that?
What about it? I called the CPS caseworkers. Most of them want to be called. You call them by their first name. I would add a miss in front of it, you know. But so, what does that mean? What exactly does that prove? And where's your facts about that? You keep spewing all this stuff, but you're not showing us any facts, anything that's factual. Show us to back up what you're saying, Betty. Show us what you're saying is true. Can't do that. You know why? Because you don't have it.
Odd that he's almost on a first name basis with a
K-Mash.
CPS worker, but we've never heard of CPS being involved, and Seth hadn't either. This was all news to him. I kind of think there's been more going on. And listen to this. This is going to blow your mind, and this is what causes me even more great concern.
Oh, jeez.
So we all love Vinnie Politan, okay? Court TV, Vinnie Politan,
we don't.
another one of the people that
No, speak for yourself. I personally can't stand the scumbag. Sorry, but in my opinion, he's no different than you, Dolly, or JLR, or Brittany J, or Slimy's World, or Bangs. Nope. He's no different than none of you guys, in my opinion. I don't watch the man. I think he's a slime ball.
I absolutely, in mainstream media, absolutely love. I wish
You're
there was
right,
more Vinnie
Shorty. They sure are.
Politans out there. I wish there was more Nancy Graces out there, right? But in Vinnie Politan, this just came out, I think either this morning or last night. I'm unsure. But there's a part in there. I think it's right around the 37-minute mark. I could be wrong. There's a few of them that I brought up, and I'm going to talk about them in just a second. Oh, no, maybe it's not. Maybe it's around the 27-minute mark. It might be the 24 to 27-minute mark. Because there's only two spots that I'm talking about in this video. And it talks about the court case, because there's some mudslinging, right? There's some mudslinging going on right now between the Proudfoots and the Rogers, right? So there was some court documents that were brought up.
No, the Proudfoots actually are not the ones doing the mudslinging. Sorry, but they're not. She had every right to come out and respond to the stuff that Seth was putting out. They're not going on panel after panel accusing him of anything.
On the Court TV episode, we're going to get to them and we're going to go over them. I got it pulled up here, but I wanted to talk to you guys about it a little bit because I want to break it down for you.
Very lanky.
One of the things that caught me, again, something that nobody really picked up on, that's just ringing alarm bells in my ear. It was when they were talking about his disability. They have an expert there that talks about the chromosome deficiency that causes certain things and what Sebastian does to himself when he's stressed out, such as clawing.
No, they said he could be. They didn't say he was doing it. They said that could be one. They didn't say 100%. They did. You totally don't listen, Betty. There's all kind of symptoms and side effects from different, but that doesn't mean he experiences them all.
Biting. Why is this important?
Yeah,
because
why?
many people thought they saw Chris Proudfoot with bite marks on him.
Nope.
However, according to these court documents, it seems that Sebastian Rogers would bite himself. Why is that important? Because we believe that there was a level of hostility and abuse in this house that was going under the rug. We didn't know it. It was the dirty skeleton in their closet until this right here happened.
Huh?
And I think that abuse has been hidden by his own disability because they can just say, well, he has a documented history.
What? Betty, the last thing you need is another lawsuit. I mean, you've got copyright court coming up, federal copyright court. You've got your frivolous lawsuit you filed against Queen Bee. And from what I understand, SF Investigates is still filing his. I don't know if he's going to, and I'm just telling you what he's saying. The last thing you need is another lawsuit, Betty. You'll lose this one for sure, too. Just like you're going to lose the others.
Of hurting himself. What do you bet that's been used? And what about the neighbor that talked about Sebastian being found under his car before? Why was that never brought up? Why did the Proudfoots, when they were asked
why would it be brought up? It's not relevant, Betty.
Multiple times, has he ever run away before? They said he's never had a history of running away. Explain
Okay, well, that wasn't running away, Betty. If it even happened. You don't know 100% that it even happened.
Why we have the neighbor on body cam footage from law enforcement telling us that we need to look under cars because the neighbor has found him under his car before.
Okay, but that didn't mean he was running away. He was only at the freaking neighbors, Betty. Okay? You don't know what was going on, so you can't speak about it. You wasn't there.
What?
What?
These are all the little things that, and I did hear a few creators pick that up. I did hear that. Some people have been running with that story. So whoever creators got that and picked up on that, kudos to you, because there's a lot of people, especially in mainstream media, they ain't getting it.
Because it's not relevant.
Just like they weren't getting it for the ride along with Chris Proudfoot.
Oh, well, what about the neighbor that said she seen him on Friday and he was just happy-go-lucky? How come you're not running with that? But you will talk about it.
They keep acting like it's no big deal. I'm sorry. Been around the block a time.
It's not.
It's a big deal to me. It's a big deal to me when there's a man that's allegedly 3.5 hours away, has no contact with anybody in his family except over the phone since February, but he's the one that gets the ride along with the law enforcement. Doesn't make sense to me, but hey, I digress.
Is she freaking for real? Uh-oh. Don't you watch. Now my laptop's going to shut off. Oh, Jesus.
Must be an idiot. Who knows?
Windows security. Uh-oh, something just tried to do an some virus just tried to get in.
The lack of evidence in this case. The lack of evidence in this case, to me, is the evidence. Why do I say that? Because if Sebastian walked out that damn front door, there would be evidence that he walked out that front door. The lack of evidence, in my opinion, is the evidence.
Oh, my Lord. Betty. Oh, I can't.
It is the jackpot.
It is not.
Because how can you explain this?
Betty, he was running away. That means he didn't want no one to know. and you don't know if he was going out there to meet someone, because his dad made it clear that he was really lenient. Well, it just strikes me as that he would go, when there's divorced parents, one parent would always go against the other parent. No matter anything they were trying to do, they would go against it and do the exact opposite. He said that he let him game on his account, which has access to the chat rooms. You never know. I'm just saying. You don't know, and you shouldn't be saying this stuff.
Lights that we're told that our truck that is a garbage truck. Listen, guys,
What is going
this is one
on?
thing. We have law enforcement telling us to think this way, look this way. Don't, this is nothing big. This has no evidentiary value here. But you know what? Every single talking head, and I didn't notice this, but because I'm going back and reviewing stuff, guess what they're all saying? Sebastian. Everybody seems to have this consensus that Sebastian's time of leaving that home was around 3 a.m. Just coincides with this, video that's stuck at 3:11. Stuck at 3:11.
Okay. No, there's. Oh my God. Do you not
and then when we
even
go and
pay
dive
attention?
into the whole dog hit thing. Listen, guys, we need to find out how Christopher did this, right?
Did
we
what?
Know how he did it.
What did he do, Betty? What did he do? What did he do? Where's your evidence, Betty? Where's your evidence? Where's your proof? Law enforcement has said there is no foul play, that the parents have been more than cooperative. So what exactly did he do, Betty? And when you make the accusation, you best back it up with some proof. I think they need to get a lawyer, and I think they need to serve you guys with cease and desist. I really do.
We know.
We know
how
don't
he
know.
got him out of that area.
No, you
I
don't.
can tell you right here with almost 100% certainty.
Oh my God.
How Chris got out of that area. Whoever took Sebastian or Chris.
How can you tell? How can you say with 100% certainty, Betty? You have no freaking idea. Wow. Yeah, receipts or it didn't happen. Shut the hell up.
Whoever took Sebastian cut through to that construction, that new construction home community.
No,
and they loaded him in a car there. That's what the evidence supports.
What evidence? What evidence supports that? There's no evidence that supports that, Betty. This is you making it up in your head.
Dogs followed over to there, and the scent was gone. That's indicative of him being loaded into a vehicle and driven away.
Exactly, K-Mash.
So I'm sorry, law enforcement can say that those lights, but I reviewed them again when I was watching Vinnie Politan, and I don't see how they can say one's going this way, one's going this way. I've never seen a garbage truck split into two and go in two totally different directions. But again, I'm an idiot. What do I know?
Oh, you don't know anything, and you are very much an idiot. Do you know that there's records of where the garbage trucks are? There's even time clocks, because they punch time clocks, but also they know where their garbage trucks are. You don't think that's been checked out? You think that Ellie just checked the landfills for the hell of it, right?
What do I know? Documented injuries. Got a huge problem with that. Let's listen to what's said about those. Let's listen to what's said about those. So I'm going to be doing this. Let me get to my spot. I think it was right here. Yep, it's right here. This is where we're at. Let's go ahead and pull it up. I want to make sure you guys can hear it. Let me know that you guys can hear it. I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to pause it.
And more negative emotions. And there is some research that suggests there may be an...
And I'm going to go back to that because that explains his disability. Can you guys hear that?
He's only going to cherry
Rapper just
pick
needs
this,
attention.
so
We
you
ignore, we
know.
ignore trolls, guys. So don't pay any of the trolls any mind. And yes, Rapper is a troll. But we love Rapper. We pray for Rapper. And we want to say, Rapper, happy hump day, and I hope you
Turn
have a
off
great
your
day,
camera while you eat.
The Bullhorn Betty channel wouldn't be the same without you, babe. All right, let's listen to a little bit about Sebastian's. Actually, I almost want to go back just a little bit more. I think it's right
Yeah,
here.
she's going to
So
cherry
let's
pick
listen
this.
to her, and then we'll stop and discuss it.
She's going to cherry pick what she wants to play, because you can take any clip and take it out of context. You can make it fit your narrative. And what doesn't fit her narrative, she's not going to play. Corinne, I'm glad you came back in. I seen you at the beginning and I tried to catch you. It kept putting the wrong time in for my live. It was frustrating as heck.
And see if anybody has any questions. I heard something in my child's room, even though I said, okay.
And someone
Can you
who's
guys hear
been a
that?
child of a divorce.
Well, Benny, 6q27 deletion syndrome is a genetic condition. It's very rare, and it's caused by the deletion of a small piece of chromosome 6. So the deletion can vary in size. We don't know more details. And also what we know about this syndrome is that it's somewhat heterogeneous in presentation. So just depending on how much it's affecting the person, they could display a number of different behavioral difficulties.
Exactly, Betty. Listen to what she's saying. It depends on how it's affecting him, and there's different things that could be affecting him. You don't know none of that. You're not listening.
We saw on that court document that you just showed, Benny, some of the ones that are specific to Sebastian.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead. Now that you hear about the chromosome thing, he's deficient on the chromosome, and that's one of the problems. So now we're going to go right about here, and we're going to start getting into the talk about the court documents, and you'll see what I'm saying here. I really believe that his disability has hid a lot of his physical abuse inside that
Oh,
home.
my God.
Listen.
Where's your proof of that, Betty? Because this isn't proof of that, Betty. You cherry picked this, and it's still not proof that there was any physical abuse. You're a disgusting piece of shit.
Control and managing their anger and more negative emotions. And there is some research that suggests there may be an increased risk of autism disorder. So they're not one-to-one, but there may be a slight risk amplified based on this particular deletion syndrome.
Do you
Now,
hear
also
what
in
she's saying, Betty?
In these
Do you
documents,
hear what
they
she's
describe a
saying?
specific incident. And
See, it won't even pause. Do you understand? Do you hear with them ears? She can't definitively say anything because, number one, they're only going over, of course, because it's Benny and Court TV, Seth's part. They're not going to go over it all. I've read the documents. Okay.
again, this is from papers filed by Seth. On August 11th, 2016,
Wait, Marcy.
I had told him that day that if he cleaned his room, he could go swimming. I asked him if his room was clean, and he replied that it wasn't. I told him he couldn't go swimming until it was clean. Sebastian reacted by flying into a rage, screaming and hitting himself, biting himself, and trying to throw himself on the floor. I reached out to catch him before his head hit the door frame.
Wow.
No. Actually, okay. I'm going to say this. When Katie said that Seth had abused him, it wasn't his head, it was his neck. Just saying.
How many people in my audience, if you choose to say, you don't have to acknowledge it at all, who has been
they
in
didn't,
an abusive
Griffith.
relationship before? If you'd like to, I have. I almost
Yeah, you've been the abuser. Your record shows it. You've been arrested for DV how many times? Against your own family members. Yeah, you're not one to talk or give it anything about DV, Betty.
lost my life.
Oh, Lord.
You know? And I got to tell you, there was a lot of stories.
That's funny, because you were the one who was arrested for choking, strangling, beating on, slashing tires, running down the street with no pants on, with substances on you. So, you even, Betty, you're the one with the history as the aggressor.
like this, like, oh, I tried to help her, but she fell. Right? I was there and I tried to help her, but
Oh, I wish I could have the time and money like Betty, but I have to work tomorrow. Yeah, she don't got no money. She has to beg on here to get her bills paid. And then she cries she don't get enough of that. We W2 Lanky. Hey, runs with scissors. Her mom, a roommate, 2 boyfriends, and her husband. Yeah, her record says it all.
I couldn't catch the fall. She went straight down, right? Explaining the bruises, explaining the injuries. We always had an excuse for them. And it was stupid. Like, even sometimes, I know sometimes I blamed it on other things. I was babysitting a kid, right? I was babysitting the kid, and while we were playing, his foot hit my face, right? Innocent enough. People have had children, right? A kid throwing a temper tantrum and throwing their head back and hitting you.
I can't imagine anybody letting you babysit their kids. Because in your own words, you said when you were younger, you were even worse than you are today. And Betty, you have a very violent history as the aggressor. I'm just saying, I'm not going real life. It's information that's out here that she talks about. Hey, Golden Feather, I hope she does go up there and Katie can, yeah. She's going, she says.
Right in the nose and wake up the next morning, you got 2 black eyes, right? And it really was an innocent little thing, and people are looking at you thinking you got the crap beat out of you, and no, it was just your grandchild. So those stories,
you don't have grandkids.
Everybody has an experience like that, in my opinion, seeing something with a child. So you don't even think about it when you hear stories like that, because you never want to think the woman's being abused. She's always so happy. She's gotten good at covering the bruises and telling the lies. But when I heard this, I don't know how many of you, I want to go back there, because I want to read this again. I want you to listen to, I tried to catch him before he fell into the
Meowsaurus. Thanks for coming in.
Was there some kind of problem with it? And why are they going through all of this in a court document? Is it because they need to explain away that this is his own doing, that they're not hurting him inside the home? I just can't figure out why this is being explained into these documents. Because they're explaining injuries he's doing to himself. Why?
Ask Seth. He's the one doing it. He's the one that over-explains. Just saying.
Sounds odd to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it.
You should be questioning Seth then.
I have a bad habit of doing that, don't I? Got a bad habit of doing that. Let's go back to the court documents. Let's listen to this again.
An increased risk of autism disorder. So they're not 1-to-1, but there may be a slight risk.
Oh, you're going to see that in a couple minutes. She's going to go off on a caller. Rachel, she's going to get pissed.
Amplified based on this particular deletion syndrome.
Now, also in these documents,
Hey, Slim Jim.
they describe a specific incident. And again, this is from papers filed by Seth. On August 11th, 2016, I had told him...
Guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button for me. If you're not sub up, please hit that like button. I'd like to get in the algorithm. Maybe more people will see what Betty's about.
that day that if he cleaned his room, he could go swimming. I asked him if his room was clean, and he replied that it wasn't. I told him he couldn't go swimming until it was clean. Sebastian reacted by flying into a rage, screaming and hitting himself, biting himself, and trying to throw himself on the floor. I reached out to catch him before his head hit the door frame.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dr. Judy Ho, knowing this...
I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I'm eating, I'm hungry.
Then turn your camera off.
I'm pretty sure I heard Chris Proudfoot on multiple occasions. We asked him, I know, on Smiley's World, because she read my question to Chris Proudfoot. If Smiley's World's in here,
hey, Fireflies,
she can tell you. She read my question to Chris Proudfoot, and my question...
He could have met a lady playing games online. Maybe he thought he was in love and went with her. It could have been a guy saying that he was a woman. Yeah, it could have been. Because when he was at his dad's, he was allowed a lot more freedom. Thank you, Fireflies. Appreciate you.
To them was what kind of how does Sebastian react when he's upset? does he, I can't remember verbatim what I wrote in there, but it was basically asking him, how does he get when he's angry? Because we hear of rages with autistics, and what usually sets him off? Like what usually triggers? I think I even used the word triggers. What usually triggers the episode? And he told Smiley, he usually cups his hands, puts him down by his side, stamps his foot. Right? That's what he told us. So which is it? Because how can this boy have markings on him that are showing up in a court document, yet we're hearing from the parents that he doesn't act or behave this way? Again, more inconsistencies, and I want to know why. And
oh my Lord, they're reading Seth's statements. You need to read it all.
truly believe that they have been abusing this child some way, shape, or form, and passing it off as he's doing it to himself.
Yeah,
because it really upsets me that I got Katie Proudfoot telling all the world that this boy doesn't run away, and we got her neighbor down the road on body cam footage picked up by law enforcement saying that they found him under their car.
That's not running away.
Katie, how the hell did your son get under his car? I'd like to know. Lots of inconsistencies.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to go back to this for the people that weren't here yesterday, that didn't get a chance to watch this. This is the forensic expert that Nancy Grace brought on, because I don't want people being upset with me, because I get a lot of flack here on social media because I analyze these cases and I look at them and I don't lie to my audience, like telling them that
What did you just say? You said you don't lie to your audience? What? What's in that food you're eating? You lie to your audience daily. Are you kidding me? You've been lying for the last 37 minutes and 54 seconds.
I believe, I want people to have hope,
No,
because
you don't.
we don't know. And I always
No, you do not. Because, Betty, if you don't want a good outcome. Wow, one of my volumes is still up a little bit. I can hear it either on my phone or on this generic tablet. Oh, and I just shut it off. Oh my God. See, electronics are not working out. Now it won't even turn back on. Oh, Lord. Uh-oh. My computer's not charging. It's plugged in. Oh, well. Dookie, get your nails out of me. I am not your personal claw post. I thought you went in the house with Daddy. Why don't you go in and go to bed? Hey, Lisa. Oh, it's going to get bad. She's going to go after her caller. What she said last night, accusing him of being a murderer, Chris Proudfoot, is nothing like she's going to say today.
say that. But my opinion of this case is this boy is gone. Okay? Not that he was shipped off to someplace. He's in Alaska. He's in Georgia.
Wow.
No, gone. At the hands of Christopher Proudfoot. I want to make sure everybody is very clear on my position on this. Does that make it so? It does not. That's just my opinion of what I'm looking at.
No, you said earlier with 100% certainty, Betty. That's not an opinion. You stated as fact. You can take your unsubstantiated facts and shove them where the sun don't shine. Because you know what? It don't matter what you think. You're irrelevant in this case.
But I couldn't, and sometimes I don't explain things well. You know, I'm a passionate person. I get caught up in the issues, and I get angry and show those emotions here live about my disdain for this kind of nonsense. And so I don't always explain things really well as to why.
Betty, you're always angry. Oh, that's a good pause. That's a good pause.
I believe that. So when I find somebody that explains it the way I wish I could, I want to bring it up here, and I want you guys to hear it. And this lady.
Hear your lies, your rumors, your misinformation, your false allegations. You're often so far off in these cases. Betty, I've even had to correct you with locations. You couldn't even get locations right.
This beautiful lady that has education and experience just explains it so much better than I could ever explain it. So I want you guys to hear her explanation.
Oh, no.
At those times when he was last seen alive, and that's going to be one of the threads.
Okay, now she's going to cherry pick here again to fit her narrative. Yep, Lanky. Now they got a new one.
Pulling this investigation.
You know, Cheryl McCollum, host of Zone 7, is a forensic expert, as you know, Joe Scott Morgan, death investigator.
Exactly,
Cheryl,
Lisa.
you've had quite a lot to say online. What about now? Cat got your tongue? Because I don't like that. You're
I love Nancy Grace. You got a lot to say online. What? Cat got your tongue? You can, like, Nancy Grace, she doesn't care if you interrupt her. She's like, interrupt me, tell me how it's done. I love Nancy Grace. If you guys don't know how I feel about Nancy Grace, let me tell you.
Yeah, we know. Nancy don't even know you exist. And it's Nancy Disgrace.
pretty bold
No.
when nobody's questioning you. But what about
No,
now? I want to hear your analysis.
Here's my problem. They're statements. You've got inconsistencies. As soon as somebody changes their story at all, they should become the focus. Period. Mom has said different things.
Listen to me. Their son is missing. The mother is devastated. Of course, she's going to remember things. That's not unusual. And shame on you. You should know that. You should know that. And I've seen you around before. So, yeah. Credibility.
Now you've got a stepdad that looks like he's co-signing with everything that she says, but he allegedly wasn't there. So how can he agree with anything that she's saying?
Because that's what his wife told him. Why wouldn't he believe his wife?
got mom saying she heard a thud. I don't like that word. That sounds like a body hitting the floor. When people use the word thud, that's not sounded like he hit the wall, sounded like something.
No, it's
wrong.
never a good thing. It's usually preceded by an adjective.
Oh, wait a minute. Y'all don't have kids? Y'all don't have kids. I say thud when my son's bouncing something off his walls. Do I run in there every second that he's doing it? No, because I know what he's doing. I just tell him to knock it off. But when my older son that passed away, when he was a teenager, I didn't go barging in his room with every noise I heard. He's 15.
A sickening thud.
Picking up on all the cues.
Nancy, you've got other things. You've got mom saying he went to the end of the driveway to put out the trash. And then you've got
Haley Hope says, my husband is currently over 1,000 miles away, and he can tell you everything that happened in this house today. Exactly. When my husband worked out of town, we talked for hours, and he would know everything. What am I missing? He would beat the hell out of himself. He would just start screaming or crying sometimes and smacking himself. It was worse. We tried to stop him. He had to get it out. Exactly, Gina Marie. I am so sorry that you and your family's going through that had to go through that. And thank you for being open and talking about it. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Lanky. They're my babies.
law enforcement searching a land.
Imagine that.
They're searching lakes. They're searching ponds. If you're watching and paying attention to law enforcement, it does not seem to me that they are looking to recover a child alive.
Oh, Betty, you're muted.
These are not your felony Melanies of YouTube. These are forensic experts giving you guys this information. Experts, people that are top of their field.
Okay, you do understand that as long as you're willing to pay, you can pretty much get experts to agree with whatever your point is. Seen it a lot, Betty. I've seen it a lot. And believe it or not, sometimes they'll go through several experts before they get the one that they like. They like the outcome of.
Field. Okay? They're not me. They're not Joe Blow down the road. They're not Joe Plumber. right? They're not any of these. These are experts in the field telling us that.
Mm-hmm.
So while I understand that, Felony Melanie down the block wants to be, it couldn't be the Proudfoots. Okay. I don't
I have
listen
no idea.
to those Felony Melanies down the block because they're idiots. I go to the experts.
You mean pretty much like you? You're an idiot.
I look at the experts. I watch the behavior of law enforcement. It's very clear to me.
No, it's
Very clear
not.
to me.
She thinks she knows so much about law and law enforcement, but y'all, we've went over her court documents. She don't know shit. She don't know shit. Yeah, she considers herself an expert. I'll tell you what she's an expert in. She's an expert at passing gossip and rumors. She's the queen of misinformation. She's a heavy clickbaiter.
They are searching for remains. You and I both know, and Joe Scott knows, when a child goes missing, the first 3 hours are critical. We're at 6 weeks.
First 3 hours. Why is that so important? Because again, Charlotte Sinha was a miracle and is a miracle to be alive. Okay, she's the outlier. The statistics are 3 hours. 3. Most of our Amber Alerts take 8 hours to get out. Just to put it in perspective, by the time we get an Amber Alert, the child is perceived to be already gone. Our system is broken.
6 weeks that this child has not been seen or heard from.
Okay, hold on. Why are you saying, Cheryl McCollum, that you believe they don't expect to find Sebastian alive based on their actions? I'm talking about LA law enforcement.
They're searches. They're searching landfills, lakes, ponds. That is not indicative of somebody that is alive. And again, you've got a child that has gone 6 weeks without his medicine, 6 weeks without food that we know of. He didn't have a source, no shoes. And Mama herself says, oh, a flashlight's missing. Again, that's such an odd thing for her to know is missing until they show her video that looks
No,
like a
it's not.
Bingo.
And then the stepdad says, well, we were sure hoping it was, but we're sad to report it wasn't a flashlight. Well, if you've got 2 flashlights out there, why are you glad that it's not that? That to me would signify that somebody was out there in the wee hours of the morning with 2 flashlights, meaning 2 separate people, the night your child went missing. I mean, it's just odd.
So I hope you guys get over there and watch the full Nancy Grace interview. But there's a lot of things, and that's what's leading me outside. Like, I'm kind of conflicted here. I'm really conflicted here because I'm trying to look inside of Hendersonville because that's where all the action is, right? That's where the signs are being torn down. That's where the volunteers are being followed. That's where it's all.
Okay, number one, what proof do you have volunteers are being followed other than the ones that were harassed by people like you, which, JLR started a lot of those rumors. And I don't know if any of the flyers are being torn down or who's tearing them down. And neither do you.
And all creepy and lurky and stranger dangery. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like that is right going on in Hendersonville, and you're.
Me too, Gina. Me too. I get it.
Like, why are all these distractions happening there? So
Exactly,
it almost
Slim
implies
Jim.
that you feel like Sebastian's there because all of this chaos being brought about. But I still think it's just an elaborate distraction. Because I feel like if he was right there, they would have found him in 6 weeks. But again, I have not personally put my feet on the ground or personally previewed any of that area. I don't know how complicated it is or how large or big, but I have to think.
And Betty, it really doesn't matter if you did put your feet on the ground because you're not there to help. You're not there to search. You're there to cause chaos and to get content for your greedy little self. That's it. That's all.
5 square miles, 2,000 square or 2,000 square miles or whatever they did that they covered and cleared with people and dogs and horseback and drones and helicopters and all of this stuff. And the only thing that they were able to find was a mannequin, a freaking mannequin. That was creepy. That was a mannequin doing in the bushes. Oh, that's right. Dolly was there. I forgot about that. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I don't think you are.
And, you know, Jason Voorhees and all. So, I guess the first question would be, is by a show of ones and twos, do you think, for one being Hendersonville
Yeah, Molly
and
and
two being
JLR.
elsewhere,
Yeah.
do you believe that Sebastian is in Hendersonville? Or do we think he's elsewhere, outside of that Hendersonville area?
Don't know.
One, that he's in Hendersonville. Two, that he's elsewhere. I'm just
Don't
very
know.
curious of your opinion.
Guess what? Don't know. You don't know.
And I'm just going to be silent here because I'm hungry.
Okay, turn the camera off.
Think elsewhere. Okay. Oh, Mike Stevens thinks he's alive. A resident. Well, he is. Mike Stevens.
I refuse to give up hope. I am keeping my hope that he is alive and he's going to come home. That he's going to be found. I refuse to give up hope until law enforcement comes out otherwise. Sorry. Not riding your train, Betty.
Is our resident defense attorney, so we have to take that into consideration. Okay.
No, that's exactly what I thought, because usually her mods buy her breakfast or whatever meal of the day, but she said she actually ordered it. I'm sure they've already repaid her for it.
Sorry. Hold on, Green Eyes. Let me see what you just said. Hold on.
Just shut
And
your
thank you guys for being
camera
honest. I see some
off.
ones in there too, so I appreciate you guys being honest about your opinion. I want
Look,
honest.
for the 100th time, I don't give two shits if you're live. Just shut your camera off. We don't need to see the cow chewing. It's not that big a deal. Shut your camera off. But Betty, my pause game with you is on point tonight. Why is this not moving? My pause game is on point with you tonight, isn't it? I need some new pictures for thumbnails.
Honesty, because I mean that's what helps us, right? We don't like parroting everybody else. So Green Eyes
Let me
says,
tell you what, tonight, because I wasn't planning on going live, and the thumbnail I have ready is for 111 True Crime and her panel. So I threw together that thumbnail so quick tonight. I think it was the fastest I ever did it. I did it in like a minute. I'll have to doctor it up a little bit.
let's just put Green Eyes up here. The flashlight looks like the garage with two lights above. And like Chris said, the dog started
Yeah,
at the
that's
front
it. She
door.
could go down there on the Greyhound and she can solve the case.
One off the side like the video showing, but who is it?
Yeah, Haley Hopes. I still say I'm wondering if she's not going to try to get out of it, though. I don't think she can. You got that screenshot. One reason Hope should not eat on camera. I'm hoping that the 17th, Betty gets handed her ass. Because that's what should happen. This is a frivolous lawsuit full of lies. And the damn bitch put my thumbnail in her lawsuit. Please ask me about it. Let me tell the judge all about you, Betty.
I don't know. It's hard for me to believe. It's hard for me to believe.
She don't have a car, KCG, according to her. It's still in the garage.
That they caught anything on camera. I don't think Sebastian will be anywhere on camera because I think Chris knows exactly where all the cameras are. I think Chris did it. So
Okay.
I guess, and that's going to cloud my.
Did what? What did he do? What did he do? And how could he know where all the cameras are? He didn't even know that. I'm sure they don't know all their neighbors. Hell, I don't know all my neighbors. I can't tell you if they all have cameras or not. I know some do. That's because they're right here and I know them. But yeah, that's bullshit because there's no way he'd know. There's no way. And again, where is your evidence that he did anything? Miss Big Investigator? There's a reason you are where you are, Betty. You couldn't cut it as a paralegal. You damn sure would never cut it as law enforcement or anything else. There's a reason you're where you are at your age.
My judgment moving forward, and I know it's going to cloud my judgment moving forward.
Oh,
So I'm going to have to try to eliminate that.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to do so. Like, even all of my commentary right now is pissed toward Chris. Like, I can't even think anything other than Chris.
And that's how it's been from the get-go. And part of the reason that you keep harping on him, and I'll say it again, is because he's the stepdad.
At this point. Miss Robbins says she doesn't know. Thank you for being honest, though.
Betty didn't like that. She's not thanking her. Did you see the look in her eyes? Betty did not like that her right hand went against her.
Hopefully they check. Let's see what Angelica says. Hopefully they check the phone records and pings. I always thought it was
Yeah,
weird
she
that
wants
they
that
both were on the
money.
phone when calling everything. You know, and that's why I say I had to eliminate the polygraph test that Katie. I didn't say that she passed or failed. I just eliminated it from the overall picture because it was
But you can't, because it's factual, Betty. That's one thing that is factual that was done by law enforcement. You can't just eliminate the facts to suit your narrative. Oh, wait, that's what you always do.
was too much. It was too distracting. It was too distracting.
It was too distracting because it's the truth and you can't handle the truth.
Sit there and who did we hear that she passed? We heard it from her. I don't trust a thing that comes out of that woman's mouth. That woman left her disabled son behind when he's missing and ran off to a freaking different state.
She didn't run off. She was chased out of her own home because of idiots like you. That's disgusting. That woman could not even stay in her own home hoping for her son to walk through that door because of people like you.
I tell you what, people complain about Bullhorn Betty now. You should have seen me in my 20s. That woman would have had no chance.
Uh-huh.
I'm a much nicer version of myself this day and age.
Betty, you're a coward face to face unless you have a crowd with you. You're a coward face to face, and you know it.
Much nicer version. Proud of who I am today, quite frankly. But I got to tell you, that really upsets me. That woman has ran off and left her son. There's
But
no
I
way
don't think that'll work, though, Marcy. She may try it, but she's had plenty of time to arrange transportation.
Has to polygraph. There is no way. I don't believe it. You can't convince me. Show me the you know what? Don't even show. I don't care. I don't care. You know, there's a reason why polygraphs are inadmissible in a court of law. I don't care. I don't believe her.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if her and Chris took 1 million polygraphs and passed. It wouldn't matter to none of these people.
I don't believe that she didn't know anything. I don't believe that she's some victim anymore. You know, I did put that out there that, you know, how about if she didn't? How about if he snuck in the house? How about? This was planned. This was planned. I absolutely believe that this was premeditated. This was absolutely 100% planned. Why do I think that? Because there was a...
Why? What? Are you kidding me? Wow.
Truck or car that loaded that boy up, and that is what the evidence shows.
Yeah, me too.
The dogs went to a specific...
Not only that, but I also wish they'd be served not only with restraining orders. Hey, Brian, but with cease and desist as well.
That it was easily to get to that other unit, and it just dies. That is indicative of somebody getting in a car.
Mm-hmm.
Sebastian was put in a car in the other community.
What?
So if he was seen or not seen...
What the hell are you talking about? Where's your evidence, Betty? Because law enforcement don't have it. They actually said there was no foul play, and they even said it with the parents. You don't think they reviewed the videos? You don't think they pinged people's phones?
If it was alleged that he was put in a vehicle in the other community, he left that area.
It's been proven where Chris was, Betty. He was not at the house, according to what is out there as of now. And law enforcement has said that there's no foul play with the parents. That the parents have been very cooperative, Betty.
Yeah. And so who helped him? I have two people. That I think could be responsible for the other person or the second flashlight.
Yeah, does that make any sense? Chris Crest, you don't believe Katie's polygraph results, yet they attack Chris because law enforcement didn't feel necessary to give him one because they could confirm where he was. Just like they didn't give Seth one. You can't have your cake and eat it too, Betty. Can't have it both ways.
It was either Katie Proudfoot or let's not forget our beloved Big D, the family cleanup guy, right? The one that liked to go see Nina. Hey, Big D. Bullhorn Betty could use.
You can't believe everything she said either.
Big D in her life.
She showed absolutely no evidence to back up anything she was saying.
Come talk to me, babe. Were you out there out in front of that house that night? Were you out in front of that house that night? So it was either Katie, in my opinion.
Yeah, Linky,
and if she had no knowledge, which I just don't.
I thought TOS was going to change with a lot of these people in their thumbnails. Boy, apparently they're not.
I don't believe. I really just don't believe. I really just don't believe it. She had no knowledge of this. It's hard for me to believe. But if she didn't, I believe that this is a two-man job, in my opinion. And that man would only trust a handful of people. And I think Big D would be one of them. And I think Katie Proudfoot would be the other.
Mm-hmm.
But I absolutely, now that I watch this situation unfold on Court TV with Vinnie Politan, and I heard...
You didn't watch anything unfold, Betty. All you did is heard Seth go around to a million channels and say things he shouldn't be saying, in my opinion. He's not helping right now. He's not helping Sebastian at all doing that. Vinnie Politan is just like you. Trash. He's scum.
Heard the commentary about how they wound up there and what, even the United Cajun Navy. Let's go over there. Yes, they had the United Cajun Navy.
Hey, John. It's crazy. She's suing Queen Bee for slander when she spews this nonsense about people. Oh, yeah, she's accusing him of murmuring. She has no soul. She has no conscience, Lanky. That's pure evil right there. That is the definition of evil.
TV on here, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to take the information that I have. It's not my show.
Hey, Trisha, good to see you.
Right? I have no knowledge. But I want you guys to hear this. Okay, I'm gonna do my boo. Okay, so we can all talk about our displeasure with the United Cajun Navy. All right. Now that that's out of the way. But our friend Jason Jensen, right? He was on there. We love Jason Jensen. Jason Jensen, you know what? Like I said, he's one of the nicest people I've ever had an opportunity, and he really helped me when we were doing the Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner case. He was involved because he was helping Kylan Schulte's father, Sean Paul Schulte, and he was doing work pro bono, and he didn't quite know how to take us. But then he realized we were coming from a place of goodness, and he ended up calling us back. And
you never come from a place of goodness. He's sadly mistaken.
Having several conversations with him. And one of the things he always, he helped me really early on in this journey. And he's like, you always need to find out why and what they think happened. That was advice. That was, a recommendation from Jason Jensen, yours truly, personally.
Yeah. Instead of going to court on a Zoom call, Betty was at her local county town hall meeting. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love Jason Jensen too. I do like private investigators. Everybody thinks I'm anti-private investigator. I'm not anti-private investigator. I love private investigators. I'm anti-internet private investigators. Big difference. I love my PIs. My PIs that I like, they don't need to be all up in the spotlight. As a matter of fact, they live in the darkness. That's what makes them so successful. All right, so let's get back to this. Hold on, let me change my. Looks like my speed's off.
Okay,
no,
Betty.
All right, so here's the United Cajun Navy. Let's listen to them.
Jim Terry claims both BHB and JLR makes a lot of money. JLR probably does now. I don't believe Betty makes that kind of money. Mm-mm. She don't have the sub count nor the view count.
Kind of information they may have that might be able to help us.
That there's something that,
One more time, I didn't hear you.
well, obviously there's something, I'm sorry, obviously there's something that was there at some point in time. The thing with dogs is
I know for a fact that did hit on the retention pond. What does that mean? Joining us tonight from the United Cajun Navy, Kevin LaFon, and in Salt Lake City, Utah, private investigator Jason Jensen. Great to have you both back. Kevin, let me start with you. The hits going towards the pond, that retention pond was drained, right?
it was, yes.
So what does it tell you? What does it
Well,
tell
it tells
you?
us that there's something that,
One more time, I didn't hear you.
well, obviously there's something, I'm sorry, obviously there's something
It was a false positive.
that was there at some point in time. The thing with dogs
Something.
is they can pick up a scent up to a year after the fact. So the age of that scent is unknown. Also the wind conditions, water conditions, what's in the soil, what's around at the time. These all play a factor in it. But if multiple dog teams are having a hit in the same location, it's pointing in a direction.
And Kevin, how much water?
Sorry, I just stuffed my face. You guys are going to have to bear with
But
me.
he wasn't there. The pond was drained.
But I don't know that there was multiple dog hits. Did we get confirmation that there was multiple
No,
dog hits at
there
that one
wasn't.
location at the pond? Because I was under the impression it was only one dog hit, and they said that it was a false positive, a false hit.
Right.
But I could be wrong.
Is in that area that you would say are bodies of water that need to be searched in a case like this?
Well, obviously anything close to the home, but also larger bodies of water that are nearby. We in fact brought out one of our sonar boats with side scanning and direct down scanning sonar, as well as specialized night lighting rigs to actually look through the water at night in various water colors so they can see through it. So those places need to be searched in more detail, and that's something that we weren't able to get to.
Did you hear him? He just said, we brought our boats in, we did this, we did that, and they need to be searched because we couldn't get in there. This is the stuff I that confuses me with the United Cajun Navy. It doesn't. I don't remember hearing about any site boats out there at the Sebastian Rogers case. As a matter of fact, the only boat I saw from anybody's footage was an airboat that was sitting parked in a parking lot. But who I wasn't there, so I don't know.
That phase, searching the larger bodies of water.
All right, Jason Jensen, we've heard the official word from investigators. A lot of times they hold back some information, but the fact that they went searching,
How's he back on YouTube? He's ban evading.
an additional search and came back and said they didn't find anything, tells me they don't really have the leads here if they're continuing these searches. So what, from your perspective, if he's barefoot, it's the middle of the night, like where is he going?
That's a great question. Where would Sebastian go? You know, again, the things that are stumping me here in this case is the lack of evidence.
I don't know, Betty. Where does anybody go when they run away? I don't know. Do you ever run away?
The fact that this boy had no friends, the fact that this boy had no outside influence, the fact that this boy was surrounded by only family basically his entire upbringing.
But at one place, he had access to gaming and game rooms. Just saying.
It limits the pool of possibilities so greatly.
Well, you have to ask, what would draw a 15-year-old boy out of his home at 3 o'clock in the morning?
See how everybody keeps sticking on that 3 o'clock in the morning. There's something with that 3 o'clock in the morning. This is a private investigator, y'all. So we have to take into consideration some of these things that we're hearing. Okay. And one thing I keep hearing over and over and over again is 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't imagine that all of these court TVs and all these news organizations are so far off base.
Oh, you can't imagine a court TV so far off base and putting out misinformation. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me?
That they don't believe this boy left around 3 o'clock in the morning. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's saying 3 o'clock in the morning. Why?
Ask him.
A neighborhood that's pitch black. So, and with his situation, his disability, he had a past experience with fire ants that he would refuse to go outdoors barefooted. So if he actually left on his own volition, barefooted, what would compel him to do that? And with no genuine leads, they really got to keep all their options open.
No genuine leads. How can we have no genuine leads when a young boy walks out his front door? With
Again, he doesn't know what law enforcement has. Neither do you. None of us do. They're not going to tell you what they have until they're ready.
all this camera footage and privacy violating things, right? Phones and watches and all the many trackers that we put on ourselves for the purposes of convenience. Why is everything? This boy is autistic and left with nothing out into the wild world. Doesn't make sense. And he never used the phone to call for his ride, yet a ride was waiting over in the next community. So pretty weird how that happened.
Betty, you have no idea if there was a ride waiting anywhere. You need to stop putting out this misinformation. Stop lying to your audience.
To an accident. So searching bodies of water where it could be an accidental drowning makes sense. But when they're draining retention ponds and finding nothing, that's clearly not the situation.
So again, I personally think that the retention pond, this new conversation, new wind, and these footprints and dogs and stuff, the pond was drained. The pond was searched. There's only a few explanations that I can explain it, from it being old to it being a false hit or it being a staged event.
Oh,
we can't look past that. This whole thing around this retention pond
a staged event.
It just so happens that he left the house without.
They had time to do all that too. Damn, these people are good.
Without feet, without shoes on, and they just so happened to find this retaining pond that has bare feet, but yet going right into the water. Yet when they drain it, nobody's there. And the dog's going over into the next community, and then poof, the smell just disappears. As if a car picked somebody up.
Oh my Lord. They weren't following his scent to the next community, Betty. They didn't have any scent to follow.
One thing that Vinnie Politan said
and
on
if
here
he
is,
would have been in the camper, the dogs would have picked it up because they did sniff the perimeter of the camper. They would have picked it up.
he believes that law enforcement has no
Oh,
leads at
welcome
all.
back to
I don't believe it.
Bullseye,
I believe what we're
Patricia.
watching right here is them eliminating everything else. Because in court, when you go to
Thank
court,
you.
we can't focus on one
Appreciate
person.
you.
Okay? If that is a defense for the defendant. If law enforcement just focused on just Chris, if they walked into this case and they looked at it, they've seen this case 1,000 times before, it's the stepdad, right? Let's just get all the information. Let's go ahead and throw him in the clinker and throw away the key. It's him, right? If they do that.
Well, thank you, Patricia. I really appreciate that. I'm going to be able to get a new mic that works right. And I know when I'm muted soon. I'm so excited. My audience is going to be so excited that I'm not going to be muted all the time.
That's a defense for the defendant. A valid one, too. Because they looked at
It
nobody
is?
else. So right now, what you're seeing law enforcement do, in my opinion, is eliminating all the other
Oh,
possibilities.
do we have to run with your opinion again? I'm
They
so
probably
tired of
spoke
your
to all the
opinions.
RSOs in the community. They probably spoke to, all the other people in and around that community that were willing to talk to them. They probably talked to some shop owners. They probably identified some areas of how to leave.
Well, Betty, right now, I want to talk to you. You've got an important date coming up on the 17th. Instead of passing around all this misinformation, false allegations, and accusing someone of a crime that there's no evidence a crime has even been committed, I think you should put that energy into your frivolous lawsuit. Because, girlfriend, I've reviewed your court documents. Lord, you need help. You need help. Serious help. And I'm not talking about going online and looking up other frivolous lawsuits and copy and pasting them. And please don't put no more of my thumbnails in your frivolous lawsuit. But I would love to tell the judge about you. Gosh, me and him could have a hell of a conversation. I could show him some clips that probably knock his socks off.
The community, identifying any cameras that would show people coming and going into their county or city limits.
You could.
So anyways, those are my thoughts. I want to hear yours. I know I'm over an hour, and I usually close this off for an hour, but I just turned the phones on. The number 724-249-6140. If you guys have an opinion, if you guys would like to tell me maybe a direction to look into, if you guys think that there's a lead that's not being followed or something that somebody's not looking at that you think is important, let me know. You guys know I'm planning on going into this area on the 21st of April. I want to make sure that if we have any concerned areas, that I get in there.
Medications you can have a lot of trouble and side effects with. Just be careful. That is what she wants you to do to help fix all and be over. Yeah.
And look, I trust you guys that you guys are looking at these maps. I trust that you guys are following these cases. I trust that you guys are watching a million different channels from Sunday, thinking outside the box and processing this information that I can't do. I know you guys all have your own thoughts and theories on what's going on in this case.
Nope. Because I refuse to give up hope. Unlike you. I'm not going to accuse anybody without no evidence. Unlike you. And see, my mind's just not willing to go there.
I'm just one person. I want to hear yours. What do you think is going on?
Don't know.
And where do you think it's happening at?
In your head?
Again, 724-249-6140. And then we're going to start going into some of the information related to this case, the things that are really bothersome for me. And I think we've touched on many of them, the inconsistencies, the polygraph test.
Betty, for the last 2 weeks, you've been spewing the same shit. Can you at least get some new stuff? Can you write a new script?
The fact that they left. What do you guys think about the leaving?
Well, I think they didn't have a choice, Betty. They were threatened, harassed, stalked. That woman did not feel safe in her own home. She had to leave her home because of people like you. Yeah, go figure.
Thank you, Deborah. God bless you. God bless you. Oh, and you know what? Actually, matter of fact, let me come through here and check this out. So, seek the missing. Thank you. God bless you for that.
And quit saying they're on vacation. The dude is working. You know, a real job.
This is Betty. Oh, I'm doing well. Let me get you. Hold on a second. Let me get you on my. Okay, there we go. Hi, Michelle.
Okay.
Thank you for calling.
Yo.
You're welcome. How are you doing,
Whoa,
babe?
I'm doing
that's
well.
loud.
So what do you think is going on?
Well, I have a couple questions that have been bothering me since the beginning. That I agree, have some issues with Chris, but what I have a real problem with is I don't understand why anyone that's interviewed them ever have asked the mom, Katie, what were your punishments? Because she has Sebastian all the time. We never have heard what punishments or how
Patricia,
she handled
thank you.
Sebastian when he was bad.
Wow, thank you so much. KCG, oh my God, you guys. Thank you. Everybody, thank KCG and Patricia, and welcome to Poolside. Wow, ladies, thank you so much. Wow, I'm going to cry. Thank you.
That is really good stuff. I'm going to write that down right now because you're absolutely right.
And that really bothers me because it puts everything on Chris. But wait a minute, she had him most all the time. Mm-hmm. So when she was fed up with Sebastian, how'd she punish him? She knows all that.
No, she's not. She's taking notes from the callers. Thank you, Lanky. She's actually taking notes. I was kidding about a new script, Betty.
Military. What was it? Black belt? I don't know what it was.
Military. Yeah, my stepfather. I'm running a blank here, but he's not Navy. He's oh, good Lord, my mom.
I'm talking about Katie. What she
She was Navy.
knew.
She was Navy as well.
Hey, Lisa.
Yeah.
Marines.
And
That's what my
Thank
stepdad is. He's a
you.
Marine.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
You know what I was
she's
thinking
writing
too?
down the stuff the callers are saying. I was joking when I said get a new script, but she took me literally. Hey, KB.
And this probably sounds way off the wall,
Oh,
but
thank you,
hunters,
Lisa.
you know, when they have those guns, they might have like those night lights to hunt deer, or early morning, like that circled one. Kind of reminded me of one of those like gun things, you know, and maybe they use them in the military, that type of light that looks like a compass almost, like they're searching in the dark, but
I
they
think
have
those
that
are
dim
like,
light.
yeah, like something
That-
like
it
I know what you're
reminds-
talking about because I had a light. It was a light and
Yeah.
scope. It was a light
And-
and scope on my my 223.
Yeah. And it kind of reminds me of that. And then I have one more question. The barefoot that they found, do they even have the size of it to know if it was Seth's or Chris's or Katie's, or why is there only one?
It sounded like there was a few feet print out there, but they did ask on the tape what size, but I didn't hear them respond with a size.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I could have missed it, but I don't remember them responding with a size.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to keep you, but my need is I want to know her punishment. I can't believe no interviews, nobody, even Nancy Grace said, well, how did you punish him? Because I don't see her as innocent. And another crazy thought that went in my mind was, what if she did something, you know, innocent to proven guilty, and then just never told Chris anything about it?
It is
but
possible.
we know
It is possible. She was there by herself.
all about his punishment. You know, no, it's just funny because she seems secretive.
Yeah, but
it probably
Lisa,
she needed help taking him somewhere if it went.
Shh, don't tell Betty it doesn't make her a crime slave. She'll get upset because you know her subs bought her that flashlight. They probably bought her 20 of them. She's still begging for that machete.
On in the house, I don't know, but if you can find how she punished him, that would be great.
Well, I can tell you there's like 650 people here in chat, so I'm sure everybody, if anybody has any contact with Seth or the Proudfoots, I'm sure that they will ask the question. I'm sure we'll hear from them and they find an answer one way or another shortly.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Betty, and you have a great day. Okay,
God bless you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Okay, later.
You're so
that's
fake.
so sweet. That's so sweet.
No,
so
you're
just
fake.
thank you, Seeking the Missing. We've got Ash Cash, 1 month member. I love it. And here's some questions, I think, in our statements. This is from Crystal Lynn. This says, in my opinion, they are both involved in.
Wow, thank you. You guys are too much. Wow. Thank you so much. Everybody, welcome to Poolside. Thanks, Slim Jim. You guys are so much. Dog the Bounty Hunter boots and hair bleach. She doesn't have that bucket of bleach sitting there no more. I wonder what happened to it. They are heavy, can be used to wax someone too. They get too close. Yep.
In this, and I think when Katie drove around looking for him, she dropped him off.
Whoa, back that up, because a little while ago you said she never left the house. She never went and looked for him. You said that, Betty. Now you're saying she did drive around and look for him. Bets, read your own notes. Read your own notes. Oh. Seeker, oh my gosh. You guys are too much. Thank you so much. Wow, you guys are blowing my mind. And welcome to Poolside, everyone. Please thank Seeker. Wow. You guys are going to make me cry.
Off to CP's mother/father as they were
J-Dog.
going to Alaska and being then drove.
There's not going to be nobody left in the bushes. Oh, thank you so much. Guys, welcome to Poolside, guys. Please thank J-Dog.
The whole way. Interesting perspective. Thank you for that. This is Betty.
Yeah, Betty, I just wanted to say that court document that you read, that was actually Seth that had said that had happened. And I just thought that was important to put that out there, that it wasn't Chris or anybody that it was.
You're right. It was filed by him, but it was statements. If you read it, hold on, let me get it up on the screen. Actually, I'm on the wrong one. If you get it up on the screen.
They're balling right now for
He's actually spoke about it in an interview on another podcast.
I'm going to read the court document right to everyone.
Okay, I'm telling you, it was Seth that said that. So I just wanted you to know that, just so we were putting out all the right information. That's just it. It was Seth. whether it happened or not, but it was Seth that actually said that he protected his head from hitting the
Thank
wall.
you, J Dub.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, thank you,
All
Patricia.
right, so this is what the actual court document reads, whatever it says. I may have it wrong, I may have it right, I don't care. So we're going to
You
read
know
it.
what? I'm very happy and thankful to have all you guys here. I really, truly am. I never thought in a million years I'd have 10 people that wanted to listen to me, let alone as many as I do. You people are amazing. You really are.
Verbatim from the court document, so we're all in the know. And this incident happened August 11th, 2016. It says at number 12, in her request for DVRO, Katie claims that on August 11th, 2016, I was angry at our son, speaking about Seth Rogers, and that our son told her I hit him. Hold on, we're going to go through this. I'm going to turn the phones off just real quick until we get through this. We're going to hear all of this first, and then we'll open it up for discussion, just so that we're all clear. I mean, that was the lady's request, is that we have all the information verbatim. So we're just going to read it right from here.
Oh, wait, this lady's going to call
We'll
back.
make sure
Just
everybody's
wait.
in the know.
It's
But
going to
I
get
also want
good.
to tell that caller, she was also awfully snooty. Awfully snooty. So, there was no need
Thank
for that.
you,
We're reading
Lisa.
it from the stuff, but it
Oh,
doesn't matter,
Chris
right?
Kress.
So it says
And he couldn't go swimming until it was clean.
And so it says our son suffers from a rare condition called 6q27 chromosomal deletion syndrome. And among those symptoms, he suffers from this acting out. So he's claiming that he acts out and he bit himself, that he had been known
But that's not what Seth has said on panels and in interviews. Just saying. There's also inconsistencies in his statements. And also, I believe the alleged physical abuse by Seth had to do with his neck. Just saying.
to throw himself around during these incidents.
Lisa.
This is a very common thing to him.
Thank
And again,
you.
this is coming from Seth Rogers. On August 6th, Sebastian suffered from an episode in which he hurt himself out of frustration. I told him that day that if he cleaned his room, he could go swimming. I asked him if his room was clean, and he replied that it wasn't. I told him he couldn't go swimming until he cleaned it. Sebastian reacted by flying into a rage, screaming and hitting himself by biting him and throwing himself on the floor. And I reached out to catch him before he hit his head in the door frame. And again, to the caller, what was the conversation surrounding that? I can tell you because I've got it written right down here in my book. And it says,
I told
documented
you she
injuries
got
from
notes.
disability. Could abuse be covered by his own disability and his own reactions? It didn't matter who that came from for your clarification. All it matters is that this boy appears to be abused and appears that he is hurting himself. And could they be hiding that abuse by saying he has documented injuries that he causes
What
himself?
is going
Now,
on?
caller.
Blanky. Oh my gosh. Mona Lisa. Oh, Rachel. Oh my God. You guys are going to. Wow. You guys are amazing. Wow. Thank you guys so much for your support. Wow.
If you would like to call
Wow,
back
so
and actually answer the question instead of being a rude ass, I'd be happy to answer. And you can run back to your hate channel and say, oh my God, Bullhorn, Betty's so rude. You brought it on yourself, babe.
Okay,
you can run back to your would like to call documented in himself. And could they, all it matters is that this boy appears to be abused.
I backed this up because she goes off on this lady. Slim Jim. Oh my gosh. Everybody's going to be green. Thank you guys so much.
And
You
appears
guys are
that he is hurting
amazing.
himself. And could they be hiding that abuse by saying he has documented injuries that he causes himself? Now, caller, if you would like to call back and actually answer the question instead of being a rude ass, I'd be happy to answer. And you can run back to your hate channel and say, oh my God, Bullhorn, Betty's so rude. You brought it on yourself, babe. You could have called here and just been nice, but you chose not to, and you chose to look like an idiot. Now,
how did
he
she
did
look
try to
like
get
an
away from there. He
idiot?
wanted his father, Seth.
He asked you a question. How is that looking like an idiot? You don't like it when someone calls you on your crap, Betty, or doesn't agree with you. You like an echo chamber.
He's scared out there. He is hurt badly, in my opinion. Might have a broken foot, ankle between water. So Wolf actually thinks that Sebastian left on his own. Do you think he was like trying to get to his father's house and may have hurt himself on the way there? Because that is the one thing that Chris and Katie did say to him. Chris and Katie did say to him that he does know how to get to his father's house. And we also talked about us looking at the maps for both ways.
Really now? How come you're not going down that avenue? I wonder. But you will, because you'll turn on him just like you do everybody else.
Both to Memphis as well as Clarksville. So I don't know. I'm unsure about that. Lulu's Nana. Oh, let me turn the phones back on so she can call back in, so she can give me another mouthful with her snooty attitude. How were the animals acting that night? Ellie should have looked at the. Oh, interesting. Lulu's Nana. This is Betty. Oh, let me hold on. I gotta turn you over too, because there we go. This is Betty.
Give them all that ATLL.
Who's this?
It's a Doug from Tennessee.
Hey, Doug.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward to this lady.
The topic, and this person's like, oh, it's
It's everybody that knew.
Yeah.
That's who it is. Everybody who knew.
Yeah.
Aliens coming out, and it's not.
This conversations.
And that's what I've heard it on the podcast.
See, she likes this guy because he goes along with everything she says.
But you stuff is going to happen. And if a child gets SA, he has to wear his things.
You know what?
His daddy, I'm going to tell.
But with Sebastian, that just doesn't make any sense that Katie doesn't know anything. There is just no possibility in my mind. At first I was fooled. Like, she passed the polygraph test. Let's look at her, eliminate her from this. But I don't believe it.
I believe, this is my honest opinion.
Who cares what you believe? Who cares?
Just take both of them, put them in jail, throw away the key 24 hours a day. That is what you said until you tell what a child's at.
Yeah.
Put him in jail for what? For what? You need some evidence to put someone in jail. You need some evidence of a crime to charge someone. What is wrong with you people? Can't you have a little bit of hope that this boy's going to come home safe and sound? That's what you should be saying. That's what you should be putting out here. Not this crap. You're no advocate. No advocate would ever get on here and say the things you do. Accuse people of being a murmurer when there's been no murmur committed. There's been no crime. There's been no nothing. I'm not saying that there won't be a crime. There won't be something else. Who knows? But there isn't at this point. Oh, thank you, Slim Jim. Thank you, everybody, for you guys blew my mind tonight. Wow. Thank you.
If you don't tell, you'll be there the rest of your damn life.
Yeah, I think they need to start making some laws like that, where if you're missing your child and you can't tell law enforcement where they are, then you're sitting your ass in jail until they find them.
What? Teenagers run away every day, Betty. You can't put the parents in jail because they don't know where their teen went to. It happens every day. Heck, I was just a little dude when I ran away. I only went to the basement, and I even managed to grab some canned goods. Didn't have no idea what I was going to do with them. Didn't even know how to open them. But I was just so mad at my mom overtaking my toy or something. She did something. And I ran away to the basement. And guess what? I'm terrified of spiders and allergic to most spider bites. So, yeah, and I did that. I didn't last long, though. I'm a wiener. And I was young. But teenagers run away all the time. So you want all the parents locked up whose kids run away because they don't know where they ran away to? That's why it's called running away, Betty. You don't advertise where you're going. You don't advertise that you're running away. You know? I don't know. Maybe I got it wrong. I don't know.
That's it.
That's it.
24 hours a day. No going outside, no nothing. Get your meals served to you. No TV, give you the Bible, and that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else to read. And eventually you're going to tell where your child
You really think that these parents are living it up? You have got to be as demented as she is. Have you not seen that mother? Wow, I can't believe that nobody can see. These idiots can't see how devastated that woman is.
Right, right.
I don't believe Candace can stay in jail for 2 years without cracking.
Oh no, because she's too. She needs her booze
Oh,
and
Candace and Dawn are not smart enough. Sorry, not trying to be shady, but they are not smart enough to outwit everybody. They're not. They'd have broke by now. I'm sorry, but they would have.
her drugs.
Yep. But I just believe they need to make these parents accountable.
I appreciate
Kids
that.
just don't. Alrighty.
Love ya. Take.
Good.
Don't forget it's Seth who let him online on his devices. Seth let Sebastian speak to Seth's friends online. He did. He would let him game and he would let him use his account in the chat rooms. He did that because Seth wasn't allowed to do that at home. But he let him have free reign there because he's an avid gamer. Just saying.
Here, we'll talk to you soon.
Keep giving it.
I will. For those that missed it, if you wonder what we're talking about, some lady calls up here because I said something. It didn't really matter who did it, whether it was Katie or Seth or even Chris for that matter. It was the fact that we found out that in this court document that this kid has documented abuse, even though Katie and Chris said that he doesn't do that. But there's documented in this. And my question was, and it's specifically because I wrote it down because I knew what my topic of conversation
Betty,
was.
that was how many years ago? That wasn't yesterday. That wasn't last week. That was years ago.
And it was basically documented injuries from disability. Could abuse be covered by his disability? Could they be covering up his abuse by saying he has a documented history of doing this to himself? That was the original question, you know. But this person decides to call up here and just to be as rude can be.
She wasn't rude.
Katie did this. Well, you don't want misinformation, but you don't mind listening to the channels that have a shit ton of misinformation about me. When do you call?
Oh, Betty, we don't have misinformation about you. Honey, you're at the top of the list of misinformation cronies. You're way at the top of the list. You are one of those misinformation channels. Everything you spew tonight, zero fact, zero evidence, just a bunch of misinformation, a bunch of false allegations.
Call them and ask them to quit misinforming their public. Or is that just special for me, babe? Huh?
Oh my Lord. And that was actually somebody who follows Betty and supports Betty. And this is how she treats them.
How did... Oops, I just hit the button. Hold on. What does it say? How did they have a boat? But unfortunately, it was parked in the lot. Technically, they had... Yeah, they did. They had an airboat, or, you know, the big propeller boat is from my understanding of what they had out in the parking lot. And they had that out in the parking lot for like 2 or 3 days and didn't do anything with it. And then they're on Vinnie Politan saying they took all these boats out.
You don't know if they did. You weren't there. And the Cajun Navy went incognito because of the threats they were getting. And they were really getting threats, Betty.
Where? We had like so many people in the area during that time, social media people, and I didn't see any of those boats in the water. I didn't see any boat searches at all. So I don't know what they're talking about. I mean, they could barely even get people out there walking, let alone in the water. So I don't know.
Here we go, round 2.
This is Betty.
Yeah, this is a caller that you said was snotty. First of all, I want to tell you, I really wasn't trying to be snotty. I just didn't want you to cut me off. And the only reason that I said it at all was because you went on to talk about your abuse, which I hate to hear that. And you were saying that, you know, that people would lie. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to make sure that people knew that that was Seth that said that happened. And I don't think that Seth abused him. I didn't say that you said he did, but you did go on to say that.
And you notice that's what Seth said. They did it and you didn't read Katie's side. Of course not. Don't fit your narrative.
You were saying that seems like you were leading to that you didn't believe that story because in your abuse, that was the story that happened.
No.
And I thought that was important to just say that was Seth. Many of your people in your chat said, absolutely, yes, that was Seth. And then of course you have your people that, now or not because I had a different opinion than you. But that's the way the world goes.
Trust me, it's not about different opinions.
You
About
didn't welcome it.
No, because you were being rude. Okay?
No,
So if
I
you don't want to be
didn't.
packed
I
up and go back
disagreed
to your
with you.
mommy crying, I would suggest you change your tune with me or don't call my fucking show. That's how I roll, baby.
Next time I
Have
won't
a
call,
good
but
day.
you were.
You have some balls, lady. Some friggin' King Kong size balls. I will tell you that right now. We value other people's opinion. As a matter of fact, we're
No, you don't. That's why you're flipping out on her. No, you don't. You want an echo chamber. You don't want anybody to disagree with you.
the scenes day and night. I was up 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning with my team working this case. Okay, we are looking.
What team, Betty? What team? You don't have it. What are you talking about? You are not that important and you're not that big. If you don't want to stay up, and I don't know what you're working on because you clearly don't read anything and don't hear anything, you stalk the Facebook and Reddit groups. That's what you do. You stalk Reddit, you stalk the Facebook groups, you stalk JLR, and you run with whatever he puts out. What team? You don't have a team.
Looking at every damn thing. Trust me, my whole entire team does not have the same opinion that I do. But
Sure
we
they
manage to
do.
work through it respectfully. You know why?
You don't have a
because
team.
we respect each other's opinions. We do it together. We don't be rude to people, and we don't have assholes call up here again and again to prove their point because they're too much of an idiot just to sit down and shut up. It doesn't matter.
Wow. That's how you get treated when you call in and you have a question that she don't like. That's how you get treated on the Bullhorn Betty channel. You are treated like you are nothing. Wasn't that lovely? That's how she treated a long-term subscriber who I'm sure probably had membership, probably gave her lots of super chats. That's how she treated her because she disagreed or had a question that wasn't what Betty wanted to hear. If she is working till 2 and 3 a.m. and gets up at 5 a.m., she needs to get some sleep. Yeah. Shut the hell up, Bets. You and your team are vile. She don't have a team. Lots of laughs team. And Miss Robin is really nice. I don't know why she sticks around there. Yeah, I don't either. I don't either. Oh, my Lord.
Bullhorn Betty.
Hi. I'm glad I got through. First of all, I just want to say I just started watching your show, and I love your brassiness.
Oh.
Did that last caller piss you off, or is it just me?
No, it was you.
You know what? We're all entitled to our own opinions, but, we all need to work for the greater good right now, and it's that young boy. It's not some bitch.
Betty's not working for the greater good. She's not working for that boy. She's doing this all for her greedy little self.
In her 2 cents in there, if you're going to waste 2 minutes on a phone call like that, go out and search for 2 minutes. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. You're going to think I'm crazy.
Okay,
In the backyard
I'm
another
done.
it's an afterthought, like a shoe. They
I'm
needed
done.
it at night to see in the dark.
Betty, you're atrocious.
Oh, even when she was out driving around, right?
Allegedly. That's what they try to tell us. We don't know if it's true or not, but that's what they want us to believe.
Well, that's what I heard Chris say on one of the interviews, that she said that she was yelling and calling him while driving around or whatever. At what point was his mother called to come down there? Because both phones are tied up. Chris has his, Katie's on hers. How could they have called the mother and say, get down there, Katie's son's gone?
Good point. How did mom?
Look, she's writing it down for her new
How did
script.
she know? How did
She's
she
writing
know
all
to
this
get
stuff
down
down.
there?
I am not shitting you.
Now, I understand it could have
Watch
just
her.
taken her.
Look at her. She's writing all this stuff down. See, that way she has a new script. Bets probably sleeps with that lanyard. Yeah, I don't know if she takes it off. I think they have a serious relationship going on. Many kids have downloaded games on school iPads. World has such an easy access to our kids. Yeah, that's one thing. I have my kids is locked. They can't download anything. They have to know the code, and they don't know the code. I have to be able, and they never see me put the code in. But even at the school, when they're in 5th grade, they get iPads through the school, but they have their own, so they don't really need it. They still work on iPads in school. Their activity is completely tracked. They're very adamant about that.
For a few minutes.
That's why I know when my kids leave that school and step on that bus, they are scanned in as they are getting on the bus. They are scanned off when they are getting off the bus. The app tells me exactly. I can track that bus from the time it's at the school till the time it gets to my bus stop.
Minutes, granted, but how did she know to get down there? Because Katie's got her phone tied up. Okay. Now, my last point, and I want everyone to think about this.
Watch, Betty's going to write it down.
The interviews, every one of them.
See, she's writing it down.
She is calling off what she did step by step that day.
This will be Betty's script for her live tomorrow. For her coffee club tomorrow, that's going to be her script. Yeah, it is. I'm a helicopter mom. I'm not going to lie. I am a helicopter mom. And I'll stay a helicopter mom. In this world today, kids need as protected as can be, but they still need to know how to function in this world. That's important. And they also need to know you can't trust people. You just can't. And it's usually the people you think you can trust that you can't trust. And I live maybe, I say 10 steps, but maybe it's to the corner. It can't be more than 20, 30 steps to the bus stop. And they're not allowed to go by themselves. And they are not allowed to get off by themselves. If I'm doing a live when it comes time to the bus, for the bus to come, I either take you guys with me, because I can stand right in my driveway, and I'm right there. Or the other mom will get them and bring them home. They do, yeah, nope, I'll stay a helicopter mom, thank you. And I've been told that I'm too overprotective and I need to loosen up a little bit. They're 6 and 8. They don't need loosened up on.
Got up, fun back, fixed breakfast, went and got his needs.
I don't deny them play dates. I don't deny them birthday parties. They have friends come over here, but they are only 6 and 8. They need to be watched. Sir Duke, he's actually laying down here. He finally got tired of clawing me. I've got claw marks all over me. He thinks he can climb me and sit on me, but he's laying on his blankie right here. Finally.
And even when he's there rolling his eyes, because he's like in his head counting everything she's saying, like, okay, you did, like you're watching a child do a play in school, making sure they remember their lines. He's got that expression, and she says that about the niece, and she looks over at him to get confirmation.
No. Are you guys fucking brain dead? Are you really fucking brain dead? I'm in the yellow for sure now. I don't care. It can stay in the yellow. I was going to turn off monetization anyway. Betty. And your caller. The woman is devastated. Her child is missing. She was looking over at her husband, her security. You idiots. You wouldn't understand that kind of a relationship, though, would you, Bets? And evidently, neither does your caller. When I found my son, I went to get him up for work. Didn't need to. He usually got himself up, but, I was still a mother. I am so thankful for my husband. And I dealt with death every day. It's so different when it's your own. It's so different. Do you know how many days I beat myself up because all my training and all my experience, and I couldn't help him. I couldn't do nothing for him. How dare you people put this on that woman? How dare you?
She tells that in every interview, correct?
No, she didn't tell anything. No, the first two interviews, we had no family. It was just her and Sebastian. By Chronicles of Olivia and Nancy Grace, all of a sudden we had a cousin and then two aunts.
Okay, but my point is that it was so important to mention that about the niece.
Yeah.
But at what point did the niece get returned back home?
I think it was just to show that there was another person other than Katie that saw the boy alive.
I do too, because she could have said. I mean, there was, I don't know, there's just something about that. It was just so recorded in her head. But
it was rehearsed.
Anyway, yes, very rehearsed. But here's my last part, okay? And thank you so much for all this time. I just wanted to get this off my chest.
You're hitting all my buttons. You're talking to me, so I'm listening.
Okay. I physically cannot get down there. I heard on your thing that you were going to be going there to do a search if they don't find him by the 21st. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. I'm going to send you my email. And like I said, I can't get there physically. I'm going to send you my email. And if there's any way I can help fund, please contact me. Okay?
Thank you. God bless you for that. God bless you.
Oh, Cheryl, thank you so much for the cash out. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sorry, guys. This case just really touches home for me. My nephew was missing for a year before they found his remains. I know what my sister-in-law went through every day. I get why law enforcement don't want them out there looking. That is, you don't want a parent to find anything, because that's a picture you never get out of your head. I will never, ever forget that day. They had to pry me off my baby because I didn't want them to take him. And that, I will never forgive that detective for what she said. She looked over at her partner and she said, well, his mother's gonna be of no use. No, you fucking bitch, you're right. My only child just died. No, I'm not gonna be of any use to you.
But, oh, you're welcome. I just wish I was in the condition to help you. But I seriously believe the flashlight, I believe it disappeared that night. I believe they used it out there around the 3 o'clock and somehow it got misplaced and now they have to count for it.
Yeah. You might be honest. I think that could be a very plausible explanation and why it was interjected, because all of us are questioning, like, what purpose does this flashlight just seems so odd.
Yes, it's very odd, but that would account, now they can account for, like, when they got back home and, okay, where's the flashlight? I don't know, don't you have it? Oh no, I may have dropped it. Well, they know now there's a 50-50 chance when they find him, they're going to find that flashlight. Right. And if they handle that flashlight to be carrying it as they carried him, then they know their fingerprints are going to be on top, guys. On that. Okay?
Thanks. I'm sorry I unloaded on you. I'm sorry. Thank you all. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And then God bless me with these two. So, yeah. There is blessings in life. There really is. I may be old, but these kids keep me young. And every day that I have them, I'm so thankful for them.
Yeah.
So there's where I think the DNA is going to come in. The long sleeves, I look at his pictures and I can't help but wonder, yes, there was something going on. All through his school years, it's long sleeve, long sleeve, long sleeve, except for the t-shirt with the snake on him and then a yellow one. Even the day that they were out, he had on a long sleeve shirt, according to that one picture, and it was, like I said, in the 70s. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, maybe I'm off, but anyway, I've often wondered about how the mother found out so quickly and how did she get in contact, because Sebastian's phone was there, Katie was on her phone, Chris was on his. Who called?
And you don't think that someone took the time to call her? It's really, it's not rocket science here. What's the matter, Sir Duke? What's the matter, baby? Oh, You just couldn't get comfortable? Oh gosh, forbid. You don't know. So don't speculate. You guys are mucking this case up so bad. Just shut up. Stay out of it. Let law enforcement do their job because they are pulling out all the stops. We got no help when my nephew went missing because he was 23 and because there was addiction issues. Adults are allowed to leave, even though there was a ton of red flags. But they did want to get involved once they found him. Yeah, a year later. But yeah, you know what that mother's going through? I can tell you. I seen it. You want that knock on the door. You want that phone call saying he was found. And then after a while, you don't want it. You don't want to answer that door. You don't want to answer that phone. Because you're scared. You're scared to death what they're going to tell you. You people have no clue.
Who called her?
Good point. Good point.
And
All valid
it is
points.
okay. I just wanted to throw that out there, stir it over in your head, see what you come up with. But again, I will be getting in touch with you. My name is Debbie, by the way, and I just became a new member. I'm going to send you an. You're welcome.
That's
and,
true, Runs with Scissors. That is very true. You can put someone on hold and you can go ahead and make another call. It's not rocket science. But to these people, it is. They're Betty subs. They're Betty Simps. My husband has 3 phones on him at all times when he is on the site. I guess that makes him yeah. And I'm sure Chris probably had a work phone as well. Oh yeah, I'm right here. Oh yeah, no, I got to know where they're at.
I don't remember.
They're too little, and my 6-year-old, he's little. He's little for his age. He's going to go through a growth spurt. I just know he's going to. His legs are going to expand one of these days. But he's so cute, and he's so little. But yeah, no, they need protected.
Putting it out there. Like I said, I will contact you in a day or two, give you my email address.
And it's wild because he was almost 19 months old when I got them. So, and she was barely 4. So I don't have, there was so much that I don't have, like baby pictures and, things like that for them, So I'm very adamant about keeping things. And even any kind of cards or anything that came from the bios, I have kept that stuff because someday when they're older, they may want to know. And unfortunately, they'll be able to read the court documents, and that's going to break my heart. That's going to break my heart. But all I can do is do the best I can do with them, and
And if there's any way under God's green earth I can help you, please let me know, okay?
God bless you. Thank you for that. Thank you. God bless you.
Bless you. Thank you, honey. Bye-bye.
See, now I know people are saying something about the microphone. Whenever I have I don't know what it is, whenever I have Google Voice on, it does something to my microphone. It pitches it. I turn the microphone itself.
No, it's your earbuds.
Up to see if that helps, but I don't know if it did or not. So just bear with me. But see, that's the kind of calls we want. We don't need snooty calls.
It's your earbuds, because I have a pair of them $5 earbuds, and they suck. That's why I don't use them. They were like $4.99 at Dollar General, and anything, when you do that, it takes the volume way down and you can't get it up. That's what it is, Bets. Seriously, it really is. Actually, I can see the little knob on yours. You probably got them at the Dollar General too. I mean, we don't live far from each other, but it wasn't the same one because we live far enough away. We live a few hours away. But yeah.
Calls and people, having pissing contests with me because they need clip for their.
I know. I buy them in bulk because my daughter and my son are so hard on. Well, my son won't wear earbuds. He only wears headphones. My daughter can't stand headphones. She can't stand anything on her head like that. So she wears earbuds. But yeah, they go through them
And views for their channels. This is real work. This is not a joke. I know there's some people out there that think it's a joke, but here we do not, and we don't pay attention to things that don't matter. We're looking at a larger picture. We don't get into all those stupid petty
Corinne,
details
I know.
that people like to argue over is right and wrong.
I dread it. I dread them growing up in this world today. It's not like when my son was growing up. It's nothing like it. My son would be. I was a teen mom. I was 17, not quite 18. And I'm 60. He'd be in his 40s. So it was a whole different ball game raising a kid then compared to today. And I need them to be so prepared. My son was 19, Kathy. I still miss him terribly. Yeah, it's been 30 every day. Every day. As time passes, you may not be a basket case every day and all day, but it doesn't. The pain doesn't go away. It doesn't. And I'm going to do everything I can to protect these guys and give them every advantage they can have because they need it in this world today. And education is key because even with a good education anymore today doesn't guarantee you're going to have a good job, a good future. It's crazy.
We're big picture people over here, and I know it's hard for small minds to understand. So,
the only small minds I see is yours. It's minute.
To learn and to try to help find Sebastian are why we do this. We're not doing it for the hate channels. We're not doing it for their clicks and views. We don't really care about their opinion of us because they ain't doing shit and have never done shit, right? So we're going to stay focused on our channel. We're going to stay focused on our mission. We're going to stay focused on.
You're right. Time doesn't heal. It's hard to explain. It's not that it. It's not that it doesn't go away, and I don't want to say that it gets easier. It just, I don't know, maybe you just get numb after a while. I don't know. But I have his pictures everywhere. I still have a lot of his stuff. It took me years to even go through his stuff, but and these kids, they know all about him. When it's his birthday, we get a birthday cake, and when it's the anniversary of his passing, they don't, they're young, they don't understand, but they know that he was my son.
The stuff that we do here to make a difference. This is Betty.
Hey, Betty.
Hey,
oh, Lord, I can't take another one.
This is Terry. I'm calling from North Carolina.
Well, how?
Okay.
I've been watching it from the beginning.
I can't take another caller.
So, get rid of him. Because, of course, the mother said he was goofy looking. The whole thing's really messed up. But
that makes no sense. Okay, first you tried to say it was for financial reasons. What financial reasons? That makes sense. If he was, like you all keep saying, really going to live with the stepdad or the dad, and the stepdad was all for it and didn't want him anyway, problem solved. So it makes no sense. It makes no sense. And until there is proof that anybody did anything, you shouldn't be saying it, Betty. Because you just opened yourself up for a huge lawsuit. You really did. You accused this man of being a murderer.
I really feel sorry.
He was almost there, and it just makes you wonder, why was he prevented from going there? What did Sebastian really know? What was Sebastian going to tell?
Nothing.
You know what? Yeah, I don't know. And then again,
Oh, Betty's theory is now that it was done so Sebastian couldn't testify in court with the upcoming in the messy custody battle Chris and his ex was having. No, you got to remember he's 15 and he was autistic and had other issues. So I don't buy that either.
I'm just wondering if they sold him off.
Some people have. I mean, I think this is a lot
Sold
to go
him
through
off?
for that, but I mean,
What is wrong with these people? Why would your mind even go there? What?
Stranger than fiction. We have seen a lot over the years in this kind of.
Yeah.
Nothing. You know what's so sad? It's really nothing surprises me.
Okay.
It really, that's
All right,
what's so
Betty, I'm
sad
done
and
with
what's so
you.
sickening all at the same time. It's like literally nothing surprises me.
Yeah, that's true. It's just like the whole world's changed. Whole world's changed. The people nowadays.
That's true.
You know,
the whole
have
world's
kids
changed.
and just leave them laying in the corners, or it's just. I don't know, but I'm just talking about them. I that ranch. I was always thinking about that ranch. Because they could put him there. Remember, you got the HIPAA law.
But I guess the question would be, what, it always comes back when people start talking about him being put somewhere. Why? I mean, Seth was going to take him. If they didn't want him,
Why? And do you know how much those places cost? Do you have any idea? You don't think that there would have been a red flag that all that money was missing? And why would they do that and then say he's missing? That's ludicrous. That really don't. Your callers, your simps are just as airheaded as you are. It is what it is.
he was going. So why would they go through all of this? Why would they go through law enforcement breathing down their neck? Why would they go through this entire search? Why would they go through people picketing out in front of their camper to hide this? It doesn't. To me, that theory is just can't hold water. It's.
Lord, I'm actually going to agree with Betty on something. Hell's going to freeze over. Okay, guys. Yeah, it is getting late. Betty's about done here anyway. Thank you. Who's going and who's going? Hope, you leaving? You got to go night-night? Thank you, Hope. You are awesome. I think Betty's about done here. She did her ranting. I can't believe she tore that.
This is just one of those cases that I'm just melancholy over because I just, it's so difficult. And it's like every time we think we've got something else comes out. It's just a
Nothing's coming out. Okay.
On their channels, because right now all these hate channels, because of me, they have to go the opposite direction of me. So they're already all wrong in their theories and speculation on the case. So their reputations are already in the trash because they have to go against me at all costs, whether it's true or not.
No, that's not true, Betty. That's not, I'm waiting on evidence, and I don't hate you. I dislike you. I might want to choke you sometimes, but I don't hate you. And until there's evidence, there's nothing to say. What can you say? You gonna lie and falsely accuse like you do? No, that's not my cup of tea. That's not how I roll. I need some proof. And until law enforcement comes out and says different, yeah. My hope is that Sebastian comes home safe. And that's that.
So anytime that they have an opportunity to call this show, try to disrupt the show production with all these things that don't matter.
Betty, you don't have production. Betty, you're a YouTuber. Stop. You're just a YouTuber. You're not the media, though you'd like to be. Only because I believe you're jealous of your sister, because that's when you started this crap. After she got her career launched as a real legit media. She has a real press badge with credentials. Probably because she's an anchor and you're not. Yeah. Anyway, that's the channels that are calling you out are calling you out on your misinformation and your false allegations. That's it. That's all.
Doesn't matter. We're going to stay focused on the facts.
Oh, Savage is going to have a good time with this tomorrow. I'm going to be there because Savage is she's going to make me laugh my ass off. Savage is going to have a field day with this one.
We're going to continue to work on this. We're going to continue to look for Sebastian. We're not going to lose.
You're not helping. What are you doing that is helping? I'll wait. I'll wait for you to put it on your list. Come on. Take another note because I know you got your script ready for tomorrow by these callers. We watched you write it all down. Put on there. Show me what you're doing that is actually helping Sebastian. Because guess what? It's not about his dad. It's not about his mom. It's not about his stepdad. It's about Sebastian. It's about finding Sebastian and bringing him home. That's it. That's all. None of this other shit matters. The only thing that matters is Sebastian. And I pray every day that that baby is found and brought home safe. And so should you. But that's not what you want. That's not what you want. It would stop your content. It would stop your cash cow. Yeah, come here.
Focus on what is important. Our focus on what is important is what happened to Sebastian and where could that boy be. So your job as the audience is to pass his face around. Keep him alive on social media and other places. Be talking about him. Talk with each other. You know, you guys got a whole bunch of chat rooms and groups. Throw these things out there. See what they said. I mean, look at that. The one lady that called here. She gave us halfway point to park the RV. Like, wow, right? Wow.
Wow.
About that.
I'm
The
a rock
self-abuse, the
star.
long-sleeve shirts, nobody had brought that up. Had we not opened up the phones and were brainstorming about this, a lot of these perspectives we won't be talking.
Betty, you're not brainstorming. The people that call in are, and you're writing it down for your script for your show, for your live tomorrow. That's not you. You don't have an active brain cell. So that's not you brainstorming. That's your sips. Just saying.
Talking about because we're not talking about.
You're not?
So this gives us an opportunity to really hone in on certain key factors of this case, and that's a beautiful thing. At the end of the day, it's about helping these people, not complaining about who's helping. So
who are you helping? Who's these people? Because the only one you should be helping is Sebastian. And you're not helping him by going on here and attacking his family, accusing his family of horrific things. You're no advocate, Betty. No true advocate would ever say the things you're saying.
anyways, guys, I want you to have an amazing day. Happy hump day. You guys are going to be sliding into the week. We're going to have crappy cases all the time.
Okay, I'm done with Betty. That's it. That's the end of it anyway. She goes on to say, if you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention. Betty wouldn't know. Betty wouldn't be able to handle it. Now I can shut off that music. Betty wouldn't be able to handle it. Not at all. She would not be able to handle it. Oh, Burnt Toast will have a blast with what she's been doing lately. She's helping her cash out. Yeah. Notice she didn't bring up her car. She did not bring up her car one time. She has been crying nonstop about that car and it taking so long. And at first, I bought it because It just cost us $3,000 to get our truck fixed that we found out later that's possibly coming under a recall. Now we're trying to fight that mess, and it's just a whole nightmare. But it took like 2 weeks at a major dealership to get the parts. So at first I bought that, but it's been a month. I'm not buying that no more for a sensor. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. But she didn't mention her car. That's weird. See, we could pick it apart too, Bets. We could crime sleuth your broken car. We really could, but we're not. Because guess what? We don't care. I don't care. You couldn't show up for a Zoom hearing on your telephone, but you could take the free bus to your local town meeting. Got it. Got it. Shows what's important to you. I have a feeling that this community in Tennessee isn't going to welcome or tolerate her antics like Georgia did. Plus, I don't think the prophets will tolerate anything from her. I would hope not. I would hope not. Night, Lanky. Thank you. Thank you for all your support, Lanky. Yeah. Ellie knows all about her. It's just trying to get out of going to court. Yeah, I'm starting. Either she can't pay for her car, or she's just trying to get out of going to court. She said it was like $1,800. Which that could be possible. Because it's expensive to get your car fixed, and she does have an older car, so I don't know. But it is expensive to get your car fixed. I don't know if I buy her story anymore about it. I really don't. Because she said she was going to go to Tennessee. She was using her mom's car, and then she didn't do it. So I don't know. Something's fishy. Something's fishy. But, she's had plenty of time to arrange transportation. Maybe she should have rented a car. There's no way I could go a month without a car. My husband wouldn't be able to work. There's no way. He drives over 100 miles every day for work. It's not, he can't just walk there. Allie knows all about her. They are waiting for her move. Good for them. Good for them. Now I got to click on my lighter. I'm clicking my lighter so I don't smoke a cigarette. Sorry. If it bothers anybody, I'll put it down. But I am going to end. The 21st can't come fast enough for me. It's the 17th, I believe, right? The 17th. I'll have to look. I have all the court documents because I've reviewed them all. I'll have to look. I thought it was the 17th. I could be wrong, though. Remember, her main channel was down for December, January. I think she was banking on her subs paying for the repairs. And now that they have it, she can't afford to get it back until next. That could be. That could be. Hey, I'll tell you what. That $3,000, I'm not going to lie. That hurt. That hurt bad. Real bad. And then on top of that, all the money we had to pay for rental and just to get an Uber to come home was $100 and something from Jacksonville. And then, the first day my husband, he had to go to work. He'd already missed 2 days because of the truck. You can't. But, it was $70 something for him to go to and from work with an Uber. It was crazy till we got the rent. And then after, and my neighbor come over and just dropped her keys and said, "No, you're not renting that car no more. That's insane. This car sits here. We don't use it. Use it till your truck is fixed." And at first I wouldn't do it. It was really hard. And they're sweet neighbors. We've been neighbors for years, and we watched their house for them all the time because they travel a lot. They're older than us, and they try. I'd love to be able to do that. They travel a lot, but she was amazing, and it saved us that that week. That saved us over $500 just in rental car by not having to pay the rental car again. But I'm not gonna lie, that $3,000 that hurt. I mean, we scraped. That's a lot of money to come up with, and then to find out after we asked them to check about the recall because we'd already had it at the dealership a couple times for that issue, and they kept saying it. They could. Oh, I was so mad, and yeah, it was a nightmare. I'm still waiting on the insurance reimbursement on the tow because we paid for roadside assistance, but it never showed, and I'm stuck on 95 with a 6-year-old with cars flying past me 75 miles an hour. It was awful. And then it started raining. It was and he was so good. And we were stuck for hours. And his tablet died. The battery died. I couldn't even turn the truck on to charge it. It was ill. And he handled it like a little champ. He was so sweet and good. But yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I was on my way to the doctor's because out of nowhere my pump was alarming, and it shouldn't have been. So I had nothing with me because I just hurried up and threw clothes on and ran out the door because it should not have been alarming. And it was crazy. She won't last a month. She won't. Well, she wants $10,000 to go to Idaho so she can live in Idaho during the trial. If it was a recall. Well, we asked the dealership to check into it. And we got a huge bill. So afterwards, we found out. So now we're looking into that. And I don't know what's going to happen. If we'll get any money back out of it, I don't know. But we couldn't wait anymore. We had to have our vehicle. He has to work. Yeah, I feel so bad for the family too. They don't need this. And these people driving that wedge between them is insane. They should be pushing it. Yeah, we did that. We did that. We called we called Chevrolet. We did. Yeah, I think Idaho's gonna keep a real tight lid on that. I really do. And she doesn't have a credential press pass to get in. But when she goes anywhere else, she sits in her hotel and streams. She can do that from home. That's insanity. That's a waste of money. Yeah, we did, Debbie. Well, we're trying to find something out. They said the police off the cuff that trial in Idaho probably won't happen until 2025. She has plenty of time to get her 10,000. Yeah, she'll get it. I mean, she got that expensive camera. She gets everything. I don't. I don't see the sense in that. I just don't. She's not the media. She's a YouTuber and a TikToker. You want to go for a couple of days of the trial, fine, but you don't need to be there 6 weeks. Yeah, I started looking at that, Lisa, actually. Yeah, you're right. If we're looking into it all because I'm sorry, but $3,000 is a lot of money. You know what I could have did with that money? Oh, she's renting her house. Ooh, yeah, she said that. No thanks. Okay. That's a disaster waiting to happen. Yeah, she just throws her electronics around. You ever watch her? She just throws them around in her car. No wonder the stuff don't work right. You can't do that. You got to take care of that stuff. If she needed that camera so bad, she hadn't used it yet. She probably won't. I don't think she knows how. Oh, she'll be bitching about it. There'll be something. It'll be something. Doesn't she? I think she put another one. She has another one on her wish list. She has some weird stuff on her wish list. What the hell does she need a machete for? What does she need a machete for? I mean, I'm all for having a wish list. Go for it. But be reasonable. What are you putting $3,000 items for? That's insane to expect someone to spend that kind of money on you. That's just insane. And then you're going to lie and say you're getting married so that you can have multiple people contribute to it. That's not right. See, that's dishonest. I couldn't do that. Yeah, it's starting to get like that, Haley. It's starting to get like that. She was so pissed she couldn't get in that last time. What was it, Murdaugh? She sat in the hotel room. Yeah, she was pissed she couldn't get in. But I think they're going to keep a real tight lid on the Idaho courtroom. And honestly, the Lonnie Simons trial, too, I have a feeling after everything they did in Georgia, they're going to keep a tight lid on that, too. They're going to remember her. I don't think she's going to get in that courtroom. Because it was a police officer that got her original paid dues press badge that had no credentials taken away because of her behavior. And I have that letter. I've read it before on a live. So all she did was find another one online that you just pay dues to, and it tells you that there's no credentials with this press badge. It does not give you the right, any kind of press credentials to do anything. It's not going to get you into events or courtrooms or anything. Yeah, isn't that convenient? Runs with scissors. I thought so too. Especially since she's a master mechanic, she says. She can fix anything. She can change water pumps, fuel pumps, the works. But okay. She's going to see if she don't go to court this time. And honestly, I want her to go because there's supposed to be rulings on stuff. And she needs to be stopped. She needs to be stopped in wasting all this money. She's purposely doing it. She's doing it on purpose. She's even said she was going to do it. And that's why she keeps filing all this frivolous crap. Because she knows that lawyer's got a bill for it. And I'm sorry, but it's wrong to do. It's wrong to do. Why don't she get it? What she doesn't get is you have to coordinate with whomever is running that event to get on their list. You don't just show up uninvited. Yeah, well, she thinks she can. She wastes everyone's time in all these cases, yeah. If she don't show up on the 17th, I cannot see that it just not being all tossed out, which it should be anyway. It really should be. I'm sorry. It's frivolous. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. Betty says, look at how she defames people and slanders people. She just accused this man of murder. And this woman. Look at how I've played it. She has physically threatened them with physical harm. Ugh, insane. I don't trust mainstream media either. I also think there is a middle ground between mass media and regular Joe Does claiming to be reporters. Ethics are important. Very. I hope he has a motion for a directed verdict in hand when she no-shows to court. Yeah. Queen got a good lawyer, and he does not harass or threaten her like she says. She always is accusing him of harassing her, of being unprofessional, and threatening her when he's not. He gives her advice about getting an attorney because she's not doing what she's supposed to do, because she doesn't know what to do. She's not a lawyer. He has been very patient with her. Very patient. I mean, I showed you guys the emails, and you've seen them also on Burnt Toast. I've showed them. It's insane the way she talks to that lawyer. She's trying to bait him. Oh, I'm good. And she threatens him with sanctions all the time. I just hope that, this gets put to bed and off Queen's head and shoulders. And just, it's not to have this hanging over you. It isn't fun. It's a lot of stress. And how the hell can you turn around and sue someone when you do and say worse things? Ow, Duke. And you're asking for a protection order while you're sitting here threatening physical violence against someone. How do you do that? Yeah, very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. But guys, I've been on here a long time. It's after 2. I got to get my kids up in 4 hours. Well, no, I usually am up at 5:36. I don't get them up till 7. If they're sleeping, usually they get up. I usually don't even have to wake them up. But I think I'm going to make them a big breakfast this morning. My daughter had asked for bacon and waffles, so I think I'm going to make that for them. I don't know, Haley. But she might just need a break. I mean, everybody needs a couple days off. Oh, I'm sure he is. He should. He'd probably like to choke her himself. He's probably so fed up with her. But I thank you guys all for, oh my God, you guys blew my mind tonight. You totally blew my mind. Thank you for so much support. Thank you for the Cash Apps and the Super Chats. Thank you for all the memberships. Mods, thank you. Awesome as always. And thanks for the guys, for people that stepped up and took a wrench for me. But you guys, thank you so much. I'll be live sometime tomorrow, and we're going to do the 111 True Crime panel. But you hear that one? Yeah, it's sick. But you guys all get some rest, and I'll be seeing you on these YouTube streets for sure. All right, everybody. Thank you all again so much. I so appreciate you. Night, everyone.